History, science, scripture. Yeah.
Yeah, check the mic 1, 2. This ain't your surface view, it's DOA hit squad. The truth is what we running through, from the archives dusty to the future looking rusty. We trace the roots, the knowledge deep. You gotta trust me, we talk origins where the first seed was sown, before the kings and crowns, before the concrete grown. The timeline fractured, the true story retracted. We putting back the pieces, gotta see how it impacted, from the primordial ooze to the spirits in the stars, unlocking ancient codes, shattering them false bars. The rhythm of the soul and the beat of the blues so deep. We digging in the dirt while the rest of the world asleep. DOA hit squad on the screen. The fire in the wire, gonna ask the right question. Take the knowledge higher. History, science, scripture, and the debate. It's a heavy load to carry, but it's never too late. Yeah. Now the science tells a story written in the cosmic dust, from the atom's tiny whisper to the universe's thrust. We ain't dismissing physics, we just asking for the proof about that dark matter riddle hanging on the telescope. From the double helix spin to the quantum entanglement sway, we examine the data, God illuminate the way. They tell you what to see, but we show you how to look. Turn the page of creation like a sacred ancient book. The rhythm of the soul and the beat of the blues so deep. We digging in the dirt while the rest of the world is asleep. DOA hit squad on the screen. The fire in the wire, gonna ask the right question. Take the knowledge higher. History, science, scripture, and the debate. It's a heavy load to carry, but it's never too late. Late. Gotta sing about the pain of not knowing the truth that runs in your vein. Yeah, hit squad on the clock, we don't ever miss a beat. From the earth below your feet to the fire and the heat. To the fire and the heat. DOA, the knowledge cipher, origins, science, history, scripture. Tune in and check the facts. The debate is now open. Yeah. The debate is now open. History.
Peace. What's going on? Been a while.
Yeah.
What's going on, my brother? Hey.
Nothing too. Just been working,
Yeah.
getting the information up, sending it out to the people.
Yeah. I've been on the Lions and here and there, helping out the channel or whatever.
Yeah, peace to the lines then.
hmm I figure like a day like today, be a nice day just to do like an open end, basically topic and talking about the topics of all topics: AI, artificial intelligence, and humanity.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I know a little about it, and I can say I don't know about it as if I'm on a level of a person that has studied the technology, but I know one thing for sure: it is an incredible technology, and it has, I could say, some type of place in society right now.
Oh yeah, and it's been in the society for a long time. It's just people just didn't understand what it was.
hmm Definitely, I would say it's been around for a long time. Me being 58 years old and growing up, I have seen a lot of it. Even if they would say that this is like new, like in the last year, but I've seen this in action through the years, especially, growing up. I have
Yeah.
to say that some form of fashion of it, even though, sometimes things seem to be science fictional at the time frame when you're little. And in reality, sometimes a science fictional thing becomes a reality. So you have to ask yourself this question: was this thing existed before, or are they just now just bringing it out? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
hmm There's a lot of it. Like I said, I used to be into especially a lot of sci-fi type of movies, and I've seen the same technology that they have now, in some type of form of a movie or something. So it had to have been, around for a while.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
why I
can
tell
say
my
for
son.
myself.
I tell my son the same thing. I said, boy, we grew up in the era where, well, my generation was the last, generation where it wasn't where we lived without the cell phone.
Hmm.
And I said, I remember we had pay phones on the corner, but you have a beeper, and you had to run to the payphone and call. You know what I mean? It wasn't no computers. When we
Hmm.
seen when we seen movies where people talking to each other on the phone, man, we thought we weren't gonna live to see that, you know. So
Hmm.
it's like now it's a normal thing. My son has my son. There's people out here who's been born and not ever experienced without it is without having a cell phone, a
Hmm.
FaceTime, computer. So they don't even know that this did never not exist. You know what I mean? They always thought this was here, so they can't even fathom of us living in the '90s without this stuff.
Hmm. And like I said, I should make correction. When I say there's two ways you can look at this technology, yes, probably have now came to the forefront in the what you say, the open what you say, community, like the layman side of things and the commercial side of things, but it's probably been in use from the I would say even military side of things or private sector side of
Yeah,
things or even like on a private market.
yeah.
You
Basically wealthy people,
Mhm.
government officials, they've been at it.
Mhm.
They probably had it 20 years before we even touched it.
Mhm. And then like they introduced it to us without us even I guess paying attention because I know before like even like you do a Google search to something, you would always start seeing something that say an AI overview. And you wasn't paying attention to that part. That
Yeah,
part. But that part was already implemented before this was even established to the open
yeah.
market,
When
literally.
anybody Google, when you Google, just Google X is Google AI, X is Apple AI, X is Siri AI. All this stuff is AI. You science works like this. They have blueprint things, and they test on how humans react to it. So the technology really is on how humans react to the technology. Because if they
Mhm.
push it on us too fast, we might react on the way where we pushing it away. So they got to
Absolutely.
slowly give us this stuff to where we can accept it. We can accept this.
Mhm.
We just now accepting facial recognition. Do you think 20 years ago we was gonna accept facial recognition? In the 90s, we won't accept no facial recognition. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We was taking
Mhm.
recognition on everything. To open up all my apps, everything. You know what I mean? So they slowly find a ways for you to. They put it in certain ways where you comfortable using it, and then it gets to the bigger level. So
Mhm.
now they got facial recognition for your phones, but when you go to China, they got a million cameras. They got facial recognition, so when you walk in, they can as soon as you walk past the camera, your whole information comes up now.
Mhm.
This stuff
Mhm.
is not a movie. This is going on right now. It's just you ain't seen it yet because it haven't came to you.
Mhm.
Not you, but I'm talking to the people.
Yeah, you got to remember, we're like the trade that I'm in, up north, and it's probably like in your area too. Elsewhere, they've been building a lot of what you call AI data centers.
Yeah,
Really the data centers are basically storage banks, you know, for information. Obviously, self-powered. I wouldn't say self-powered, but powered in some form or fashion to actually exist in certain situations or scenarios, like especially like you've seen it like different cameras and different things that pick up
yeah,
your basically everything. So that technology is literally been around. It's just that if they give it to us too early, we might really like be against it and push against it. But see what they do is milk the cookie so it can be already soft when you bite into it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you can
yeah.
now be no problem with having milk and cookies. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
do
I
that.
mean, the Matrix is so. They studied us, studied humans, and they experiment on everybody so long with different things from MK Ultra up to where they understand to desensitize us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they give us stuff like Terminator, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
understand it. Okay, we love the Terminator, but we not understanding this talking about an AI machine and AI robots that has that try to take over humanity, and they trying to come back in the past. I mean, in the future. They trying to go back in the past to kill a guy who's going to be their downfall, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when I tell people, oh, you know, the Terminator, that's an AI machine. Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that being that's in Star Wars, that's an AI machine. So they
Mm-hmm.
literally giving them to us and seeing how we react off it. You know, so now that it's getting to a point where we are accepting the AI on the phones, we're accepting the AI, the videos. You know, it's we're getting more comfortable with AI. So now they slowly putting what Ubers that drive itself.
Yep.
So now they got there. Now you get an Uber now. Now some in some states, California do it, where Uber pull up is nothing but the AI. Got the cameras, everything. He driving you without no passenger. So
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? So sooner or later
I mean,
you gonna have a
without
car.
yeah,
Yeah,
without a driver, you meant without a
yeah,
driver.
without
Yeah.
a driver. And sooner or later, you gonna have a car. You could be in the car where you don't have to drive. You can just put the destination in. It's gonna take you. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's they slowly doing it and giving to you because they're trying to see how comfortable. Then the rich people are already doing it. They already the flying car been here for at least 10, 15 years. Bill Gates had the first flying car. He been had it. So flying
Mm-hmm.
cars are like slowly coming. The rich people are going to get it first, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
going to slowly trickle down to earth, to us. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that we got. People don't know the Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
They they put 15,000. I think one of the Amazon warehouse they put 15,000 AI machines in there just
Mm-hmm.
to see how it's gonna work. Sooner or later, when you go work at a restaurant, they're gonna have an AI in there. The motherfucker be flipping burgers. You ain't gonna be flipping them. So so it's getting to a point where, and you see how they doing to the humans. They're getting humans used to not being, not wanting to be around each other physically. They're getting humans not to want to work. A lot of jobs, especially where I'm at, a lot of jobs cannot keep people.
Mm-hmm.
People do not want to work no more. They doing all type of other stuff like Ubers and Uber
Mm-hmm.
Eats and Instacart. A lot of people is not doing like a lot of jobs. It's hard for them to keep a lot of people now. People just to the point where they like I don't want to work. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be it could be dangerous for us because when these people get in touch with these AIs who ain't gonna complain, who ain't gonna quit,
Mm-hmm.
who they don't have to fire and just do their work, it's gonna be real dangerous for people who trying to get a job as a simple job as like flipping burgers, like making a
Mm-hmm. It's
sandwich.
gonna it
People
phase
people
itself out.
talk down on it right now because
Mm-hmm.
you know people. That's what I hate about humanity a lot is they talk down on people who flip burgers. But you're gonna see how important it is to some people who actually need a job because everybody ain't gonna have this 50,000, $100,000, $150,000 jobs. Some
Mm-hmm.
people started off from the bottom of with flipping bird, like I did. I started off with McDonald's. That's like to where I'm from. That's like every person start off job. You
Mm-hmm.
know, what if they get cut off? So now all your 15, 16, 17, 18 year olds, they're not gonna just be able to start off with those type of jobs just to get some money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, think about it. All of those type of I call it products of before the actual commercialized version of the AI we see now was its simplified forms. Like they had the barcode, start barcoding. Guess what? You needed something to be able to read that barcode, so they gave it an artificial eye, and that artificial eye took that barcode, which contained all of the information that it needed to send that to a data type of storage place that keeps a record of whatever that that device or product is, and it automatically could scan it in and what I'm saying, do its numerical numbers and scan it out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
think about how the supermarket works. Now that was actually a very good thing if you think about it, because you can use that to do your inventory, right? Like you see those who put products on their shelves, right? They're using that barcode reader, and that's how they inputting it into their data system to some type of form. But
yeah,
artificially, that 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 infrared device is observing that barcode and going from there. You get what I'm saying? That's how you can think about it. If you do
yeah,
any shopping online and you say, "Well, I'm looking for a certain item," locally? Is it located in my store? Well, you can actually check that and it'll say, well, this is in stock here, or in stock at the next store, or in stock at the next store. How do you think that comes about? Because of the barcoding and stuff like that. And actually, AI,
Oh yeah,
AI. You know what I mean? It's like, it has its perks. It's like somebody would say on the one hand, I really don't want to do this type of job. It's too dangerous. Well, it makes sense if we can build a device that could go in, right,
yeah,
and do that dangerous job. And if something happens to that, guess what? Human life is still spared, but the mechanical device or tool, all right, which
yeah,
doesn't feel pain, right, doesn't, like you said, that's not going to turn around and tell you, I'm too tired today, or
yep,
I don't want to do it. They're just going to do it. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's programmed to have that ability to do as you speak, which is the part that I understand where those that are scared of that technology, because if not aware of it, it could possibly be a system where at one time it could take over, you know. But
yeah.
when
I,
I
I
say
think, I think. Wait, yeah, I'm gonna just.
when I say take over, I'm not saying take over on its own. I'm saying take over because of the person behind the AI. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
Well, yeah. I was gonna say. I think. I think is a word. I think is. I think it's two. I think you can benefit off it, and I think it's a word. I think it should be two. I think, like I was telling you before, I think it was certain people who we call like sheep, the people who still falling and stuck under the matrix. It's going to be a danger to them, because they already falling for the videos, they already falling for the pictures. Sooner or later, like I said, humanity by humanity not liking being physically with each other anymore like that.
hmm
Women and men not really. There's a lot of women out here. I don't need a man. There's a lot of men out here. I don't need a woman. So
hmm
now when they creating these uh humanoid, not humanoid robots that's gonna have synthetic skin, that's
hmm
gonna be able to have sex with you, cook your food, talk to you, conversate with you. A lot of people are going to replace human action with these things. People are going
It's
to think
just
I'm
it's
tripping. People think I'm crazy. But it's people
artificial
out here right
companion.
now.
hmm
It's people out here right now that I know that has talked to people and have a relationship with people for years and never met these people, who's straight has an internet relationship with
hmm
people, sending them money, taking care of them just like this is their girlfriend, and never met them in their life. So
hmm
what I'm telling you, like these type of people who's like that, they're going to be easily influenced by getting these things. Um,
hmm
that's why they making these type of moves. They, like I said, when they make these type of moves, they already know what they go. They testing. They know what's going on.
hmm
And uh, another danger is making these things as weapons, because we know they already making drones. They already
hmm
making police dogs when they go kick in people's houses in certain places. I think it's up in New York. They got these done called police dogs.
hmm
They AI police dogs. They could be roaming around with the camera on them. They could be alerting stuff when they see stuff. You
hmm
know, so then you what I'm saying, the good part and the beneficial part is we can use these to teach people, like me and DOA do. We use it to
hmm
teach people. I do AI, so everything I do is to teach people. So I'm using their weapon against them to wake people
hmm
up. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? So it's both sides of fighting, just like social media. Social media is a destructive thing if you go on one side, then there's a knowledgeable thing if you go on one side. So you
hmm
go on one side, it ain't nothing but ignorant people fighting, shootings, everything you want that's gonna keep you dumb down
Dumb
and
you down.
blind. And then
hmm
you gonna have one side that's gonna have knowledge of where you can learn a lot of stuff, history to spiritual stuff to everything on one side. So it matters how you use it.
Absolutely. Smashing idol. Smashing idol. Up on board, brother.
Hey,
Peace,
Shalom, Mark,
peace.
Shalom. Peace, peace, big brother.
hmm I guess you saying, man, these guys ain't been back, man. What's going on?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna cap, man. Yeah, I miss y'all, man. I love when I see the brothers. You know what I'm saying, coming together and being able to talk about topics. You know what I mean, in a safe space to where are we have the narrative instead of people trying to push it.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Well, you know me, like I said, I know you've seen me on a couple of different platforms. Well, you know, mainly, I'm not going to name it right now, but just on a couple of platforms, like seeing me in situations and conditions, you know what I'm saying? I'm always only really literally doing that because we have to keep in mind that the only way to actually get it out there of anything is we got to be out there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't want, some of the people that see me there and think that I'm a part of a certain thing that's being stated just because I ain't saying anything against it. You got to remember, I have ears in my head too. You
yeah,
get what I'm saying? I got eyes, and that's the same thing. Like, I know you put you up on the subject we're going to deal with, like AI and humanity. It's the same thing, like we're describing. Sometimes a good tool for some, and it's a bad tool for others. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But this is
Um,
very important that we talk about it because, like Eric said, we use it.
it's like an echo.
That's probably because we maybe got. Let me
yeah. It
just.
might be you. It might be on the Smash Idol phone because it ain't echoing on my side, so you might just got to jump out and come back in.
I think it
I'm,
was. I
on-
had the. I had
I'm
the.
on
the you
mute.
I had the YouTube on.
Cause your
That's
cause
why.
your voice sound kind of muffled the way you talk, Smash.
Okay.
I'm on the phone. That's probably why, but
Oh,
I'm
now
on
you
mute
sound
the
better.
whole
You
time.
sound better now.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, but
probably
I,
just.
I was on I was on mute when Dior was talking, or this sounded kind of echoey.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah, I
probably
don't
because
hear
I had the
better.
YouTube. I had the YouTube open at the same time. Sometimes I do that,
Oh,
not
okay.
knowing when I was dividing the link. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, like I said, I tell people this because okay, we can be against AI. You can. It's hard for a person to say I'm anti AI, right? Because if they understood that AI is the Google they use every day, the phone you would have to literally throw your whole phone away. You would have to throw your computer away. You would have to throw a lot of stuff away to just say you anti AI. I think it should be pointed out what is really dangerous. People making AI videos is not dangerous. It's only dangerous to ignorant people. When I say ignorant, I'm not calling you dumb or nothing, people. I'm just saying ignorant means not knowing. That's ignorant to understanding to be able to tell the difference between an AI video and not an AI video. When I make AI videos, I let people know it's AI videos, and I don't try to hide it and to try to make it seem like it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the problem with people trying to deceive people with the AI when they make it fake news. And I question every day how come when I put out real information, real truth on social media, y'all want to try to put me in jail, Facebook jail. You want to try to kick me off. But you can have somebody put up fake news all day and just say people died and make up this story about somebody and nothing never happened to them. That's how I know that this matrix is trying to deceive people with these things. You know what I'm saying? But it's on us to really keep up with this technology and understand how to fight against it by sometimes using it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because
You gotta at least learn how to use it in order to even be able to turn around and say it's no good. But these
yeah,
people don't even do that. They just assume, oh, it's no good, that and this and that. But yet and still, they unknowingly are using it anyway.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember I read a rap. I made a song, right? It was called Richmond to Henrico. It was like a little AI song I did. I'm playing around with it. I put it out. I'm thinking everybody know it's not me. You know what I mean? Like everybody get mad at me. They're like, "Man, I thought that was you rapping. That's some AI stuff." I was like, "I never said that was me though. I just put it out just to represent, do a song for Virginia." And a whole everybody claimed on to it. Like people talking about featuring on it. Oh, let me get on. I said, "Man, it's AI. Like it's just something I just made. I was playing around with." But
Hmm.
that's how quick a person like me could have just said it was me. I could have easily just said, "Hey, yeah, that's me," and could have tried to sell a song because I could sell them AI songs I make, but I don't try to do that because I do it for fun. I'm trying to wake up and every song I make is something. Is about indigenous stuff. Is about history. I got Black history stuff in it. I got biblical stuff in it. I got what I mean. So I'm using it in different forms, in music forms and art forms. I'm trying to use it to wake people up. But it's a lot of people out here who deceiving people with this stuff. But
Hmm.
the danger is really coming when I'm telling people is when these humanoid robots come, when they start doing real transhumanization, that means when people are going to start having robot arms, robot
Hmm.
legs, They're gonna be down there half robot. I'm trying to tell you, people say it's crazy. They
Cyborgs, yeah.
already doing it. They
Mhm.
just call it calisthenics. What do prosthetics? They already replacing them with real stuff that they're gonna put the nervous system through it and make the arm work. And you know what I'm saying, hook it up to the brain, nervous system, all that stuff. They already doing it. They got a thing right now where this dude made a Google machine and looked, and then he hooked it up to his brain. He
Mhm.
got it hooked up to his brain. So when you ask him questions, he's answering from the Google that he got attached to his brain and is giving him the answer so he can answer the question. So
Mhm.
they already trying to find a way to attach brains to robots. They already trying to do that to where they trying to make these AIs as humanly possible because they know the one thing they can't make is the subconscious, which is the soul. They cannot create the soul. They are not God, so they know they can't create that. They only create something that can adapt to human life. Like when you do something,
Absolutely.
they can when they say you see you sad, they can say, "Oh, that's when you sad." Okay, this is when the human happy. They can adapt to it, but they'll never have that feeling as being sad for real,
Mhm.
having that
That's
real
that, that's
human
that's
ability.
that's a good statement. That's a very good statement. Because remember what I said, and I know a lot of people they get under the collar when somebody says like a most direct statement. I would always agree that AI could include the five senses. You know, sight,
Hmm.
hearing, feeling, touch, but it's not going to have and smell. It's not going to have the actual thought process like a human has. But we will find that always going to be a human who either programmed it to be such a way or a human behind it.
Yeah,
All right. And that's where I would say the field should be equalized. This is why we should all make sure we are aware of certain technologies that come out. You know what I'm saying? They use it for the negativity. We use it for the positivity.
yeah. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that touch smell. I think it's more gonna be like a analytic thing. It'll be more like data. It's more
Hmm.
like I smell this, we smell it, put it inside that no program it, see what it is. I touch this. It's not going to be that human feeling where you feel it and it's touching your nerves and it's going up
Hmm.
to your nervous system and touching your brain and you know what I mean. It's not that human feeling,
Yeah.
and it's going to get to a point where if we let it, because it's I don't know if y'all ever heard of Sophia.
Sophia.
Okay, Sophia is the first AI robot that became a citizen of Saudi Arabia.
Oh
She's the
wow.
first citizen that they let release in the public that she walks around. She's a real citizen of Saudi
Publicly.
Arabia.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, she's a citizen of Saudi Arabia.
Wow. I
Her name's
definitely got to
Sophia.
look that
They
up.
just I forgot what country was. One country just made an AI, a program AI, a high-ranking government official.
Mm,
So yeah, they got an AI as a government official in another country. So it's just a hologram. It ain't even an AI robot. It's a hologram, and they made this a government official. You know what I'm saying? So they're taking AIs and they make them citizens and put them in high ranking. And it's already and Sophia been out at least 15, 20 years.
all
15
right.
years,
Let me. I mean, let me
10 to
definitely.
15.
I just looked something up like that. I'm gonna pull that up. I'm still gonna play those two videos because those two videos are
Okay.
important. And the good thing Smash is on it because we're gonna also be able to look at these things also from our point of view too. So we got to show the people that we're not just stuck in one side of things. We know how to what I'm saying, break down things all different type of ways.
Yeah.
Okay, we up with the program. We up with it. You know what I mean? But I see you was trying to say something, Smash. Go ahead if you want to say something real quick.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, as far as the AI and stuff, I just feel like people might as well just get used to it. You know what I mean? It's here, and if anything, we should look at it as if we know who our oppressor, we know who the enemy is, we know what their plan is. It's kind of like the Most High. So we gotta understand that this AI thing could actually wind up being our God. You know what I mean? So if we understand that, then we like in the premises of Malachi 3:16-17. You know what I mean? And it talk about how we'll know. Matter of fact, hold on, I got it right here. All right. Malachi 3, chapter 16 and 17 says, Then those who fear Yahweh talked with each other, and Yahweh listened and heard. A scroll of remembrance was written in his presence concerning those who fear Yahweh and honor his name. On that day, when I act, says Yahweh Elohim, they will be my treasured possession. I will spare them just as a father has compassion and spares his son who serves him. And then verse 18, and you will again see the distinction between righteousness and wicked, between those who serve Yah and those who don't. You know what I mean? So even with the AI stuff, we see a lot of so-called people in the truth. They may use AI, but it's a difference between using the AI to enhance your teachings and your knowledge, and just allowing AI to be your answer. You know what I
Or a
mean?
tool, a tool, a tool, a tool, a tool.
Con.
As simple as it is. It is a tool, not to be used to. I shouldn't say use. If you're using the tool, it's a tool. Those that don't have an understanding of the tool premise of it, they start worshiping it as if it's an idol. You get what I'm saying?
Shalom,
That,
sister of Yashawan, Yashawan.
yeah. But yeah, like as
Um, and I like the church, and I like the what you were saying that people worshiping it, because I think you talked about this with DOA before. Didn't we bring up the Church of AI before?
hmm
Yeah,
hmm
you know it got two down, but they was literally trying to make the Church of AI when they was making a bean, and they was gonna have a literal AI in the church, and they was worshiping. It was called the Church of AI.
I would
Sheesh.
remember I was at first, before I was like into knowing how it works, was anti AI. So, and everywhere I went, everything that popped up, it was, I hate to say this, came up especially with the church, came always up as from the Christian point of view, until I said, you know what, let me look into this thing deeper. Is it really that way? And what it was that source at that time was limited to there, until I started, what I'm saying, going into deeper. And then I said, well, we do have of use of that as Torah only too. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And when I started doing that, then I started, like, I created. I think you created the actual DOA group we have, but what I did is took that and said, you know what? Let me use the tools of AI, and I created the DOA actual avatars, and made it into a actual would you say a hip hop group? You
yeah,
know, I'm giving it the lyrics. I'm giving it the music. We just using the actual, I guess, the photogenic avatar of it as really who is DOA? DOA is us, right? We are
yeah.
the full fledged skin DOA. I'm using it as a tool to get us more into
Right.
the eye.
Now,
And that's that.
oh, my bad. I wanted to see what you had, the information you wanted to show, but you could go ahead, Smash.
Hmm
Oh no, I was just gonna say what I, and that's the big thing. You said a bit. You said a key word. And you said you come up with the lyrics, and then AI just do it. You know what I mean? So, and that's acceptable. But I do know people out here that have made whole albums. You know what I mean? And it's just AI. You could tell they just like
hmm
told AI, make me this with this beautiful this and this and this.
hmm
You know what I mean? And that's like sorcery. That's, I mean, is divination and witchcraft. I mean, it is what it is. You know what
hmm
I'm saying? But once again, Malachi 3 told us that we'll be able to distinguish between what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? And be able to, because we living in the land of idols. I mean, hey, look,
hmm
bro, this place, this place is the center of idolatry. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, so we just got to have discernment with that. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all brothers for bringing this up.
hmm
Yeah, I
hmm
mean, this conversation me and him just have over the phone. He just decided, hey, instead of us talking over the phone, let's put this on the show. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we always talking about stuff like this. I talk about this at work. I talk like this. I ain't just one of the people to just get on this platform and just act like, oh, I really care. I talk to my people at work. I mean, I wake up people. That's why I went in the back chat one time and I said, what do the question of the day is, what does the stuff you know help people? How does it help people? Like I told people,
Hmm.
I got people that rights back. I got people gun rights back. There's felons that I know that's gonna be good with it, not just anybody. I know I got people. I just got my friends jobs that I work at. My other friend my cousin, I got him. He's about to be assistant manager. So I'm teaching them how to survive in this society because you got to know how to thrive in this society. I raised my
Hmm.
son up to where he's never been locked up. He got his driver license. He works. He got an 800 credit score. And I tell him how proud I am of it because I grew up from the streets where you kept everything to yourself. You didn't show emotion. So I try to show as much emotion to my son and let him know you ain't got to be tough and rough and hard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we can have all this knowledge, but how is it helping people? Because the people in the Bible, when they knew this stuff, they helped people. They went out their way and chastise whole communities. The upper people let them know, man, you doing wicked stuff, man, and God not liking this. And that's why I
Hmm.
told people, I said, man, I'm a prophet not because I think I'm holy, not because I think I'm righteous, because I'm warning you. I'm giving you a message that God gave to me,
Hmm.
and He's not happy with this world. You know what I'm saying? He's not happy with what's going on, and shit. And that's why all this stuff is happening, man. And it's gonna continue to keep happening because y'all want to hate the Most High. Y'all want to blame the Most High for stuff that you are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Stop doing what you're doing, and then stuff won't happen. Don't ask me why God letting this happen. No, why are you doing it? Why
Hmm.
why is we as humans doing this? Why are you not questioning that? I got a cousin that's a Satanist, right? And he blames God because his mother got cancer. And he said, my mama don't smoke. And I said, the foolish thing is you think that cancer only comes from smoke. Cancer comes from food you eat. Cancer is genetics. Cancer can get passed down from your parents and from your grandma. Cancer comes from the toxic that you could breathe in the air. You could be at certain jobs that got chemicals, you can get cancer. For you to just think it comes from a cigarette and then you blame God because she caught cancer from that is foolishness because you don't
Hmm.
study nothing. You don't understand nothing, and then you ignorant and want to blame the Most High for that. But then you, on the other hand, you act like you don't believe in him, but you blaming him for stuff. You do. That's why I say most atheists. I know we off topic. I'm gonna go back, but
No,
I'm
no,
gonna say this:
it's perfect.
most atheists do not. Most atheists are not people who do not believe in God. Most atheists are people who hate God. That's two different things.
Hmm.
They
Absolutely.
believe the Most High exists,
Mhm.
but they hate him. It's different.
Hmm. That's very important and key because think about it. When they hate him, it's not that they don't believe it exists. They have someone to blame. So
Yeah,
obviously they must believe that he exists. So it's really not that.
yeah,
But the circumference of that whole thing is when they don't have, I guess, a guiding type of system within themselves, how they were raised upon or whatever. That's when it gets out of hand. I gotta say, because if you think about this, if you're gonna blame God from something cause and effect that that's gonna be could happen, then what do you think it's like? For us in the world as we are living in now, when certain things are going a certain way, and God is allowing it to happen. You know what? He's
yeah,
also allowing us to be able to prevent it from happening too, preventing it from happening too. So we need to blame ourselves before we blame him.
yeah.
In perfect society, and we
I tell
exist,
people,
right?
man, I've never, I've been homeless for 12 years. I don't face juvenile life. I don't have people trying to kill me. I don't been in the worst situation. I tell people, man, I never turned my back on the Most High, never in my life. That's why I'm so blessed. And it's nothing to brag. I'm not bragging, but I'm telling you that when people say, "Oh, people have bad times," and people going to question y'all, and I said, that means you don't have faith. Faith is when you're down and out and you don't have nothing, you still say, thank you, the Most High, for letting me breathe. When I was
Hmm.
outside at 15-degree
Speak
weather,
that.
15 below degree weather, when it was 100 degrees outside and I'm sleeping, sneaking in people's cars, I got more closer to y'all. I prayed to him, said thank you, because I was always taught. I taught myself this. I taught myself this. I don't ask y'all for stuff. I thank him. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's the difference. I don't ask for nothing. I thank him every day. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the strength to do what I'm doing. I don't want
Man,
to ask for
that's
nothing.
powerful.
You see what I'm saying? Because like that, like it's just you could pray all you want to, but if you ain't putting the work in, it don't mean nothing.
You
Yeah.
remember Smash when I used to say that we were reading like even the Psalms, the main big Psalms. You know what I'm saying? Exaltation. We have to exalt, the Most High. That's just equivalent to like saying like, thank you for this, thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't doing nothing wrong. It's not a bad thing for exalting. You know what I'm saying? But people look at that as crazy. Then you got others that beg, pray, pray for things that maybe it's not for them that He does not provide. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then that turns them into
Hey,
like,
even
well, God don't love me.
hey, even like when Eric was saying, right? We was talking about how even these atheists, everybody, a lot of people, they they mess up and they blame the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Actually, to be honest with you, he just explained the whole Proverbs 19, 1 through 3, right? So look, check this out. It say better the poor whose walk is blameless than a fool whose lips are perverse. Verse 2. Desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? Now wait. That verse 2, and I'm gonna get to the verse 3, but the verse 2, that can we can easily, call 911, put it the dead on arrival. Let's talk about AI as well. That can be, and we can put that as also depending on AI. Desire without knowledge is not good. You might
Hmm.
oh, I want to write a book, but
Get to
you don't
know.
have the knowledge of how to write a book. But AI can teach you how, can give you a book, and that's not
Bingo.
good. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
And then for what I was talking about with people, you know what I mean? Verse 3, Proverbs 19:3, a person's own folly leads to their ruin, yet their heart rages against God. You know what I mean? You if we could see it right now, you know what I'm saying? We see all these atheists would be like, or who matter of fact, I've personally been seeing a lot of people on panels lately. They curse Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? They, oh, F, or God ain't real and this and this. And well, if he's real, then why is this happening? Why is that happening? But the honest truth is the curse of Yahweh is in the house of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it. People need to realize, bro, that when evil rules, when you got evil leaders, then the whole thing behind them is evil and wicked, bro. And it's only the small remnant, you know what I mean? That's really seeing the wicked and the righteous happening.
Absolutely. Now I got a question, and I'm gonna put up with the sister Yasharon. She said, "Con 100% overusing can take away from creativity and the soul out of creating art and other things in general." I agree. I agree. Absolutely agree.
Yes,
And
sir.
we're gonna hold that thought on there because that gave me a thought pattern. Like a lot of times, I've been seeing it before because remember I said I was against it, and I used to see that a lot of Christians using it a lot. Now I have to ask you, why since you on here, Smash, knowing that we are DOA, knowing that how we are, we studied up enough, and that's the key, studied up enough to know one way or the other what that book is saying, right? What is written in that book. In all the technology that they have going on, and going forward, AI cannot change what God has already written. I'm saying God for the reason, because I usually say the Most High. What we already have staged in print, AI cannot change that. Am I correct?
Oh no, they can't. Hey, let me tell you something. If you command your AI, don't give me no New Testament. Don't say nothing about JC, nothing.
I
Only
like this.
one,
I like this.
only this. You can literally it puts AI in the corner. They cannot push anything that they didn't already fed it. They got to stick to the narrative.
Mm,
You know what I mean? If you it don't matter what it is. You can literally tell your thing, hey, look. specific instructions. Don't go outside of these boundaries, and that's what it'll do. And when you do that, there's nothing else that a person can do with the Most High's word.
That's right. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Let's up the ante even more. Even up the ante even more. Because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've witnessed this, which actually drew me into like saying, wait a minute, it's not as bad as it think. I've went and asked, certain questions like if you just went direct. You forget about telling it to don't include, but just say, can you tell me anywhere, like if I said, did we find the New Testament character written in the Old Testament? And I say it just like that. You know what AI says? And I'm talking about the most up to date technology says? It does not say that it can find. It says according to Christianity or according to Judah or according to, you know what I'm saying? So it gives you
Mhm.
some form of fashion of distinction because AI ain't going to be able to get in the or get in the middle of that. You still have to know these scriptures.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Ain't no way around it.
Hmm.
And
And
that
that's the sad
and
part. The people think that, oh, I got an advantage. You don't got no advantage. You only got no advantage to somebody don't know them scriptures. Go ahead.
yeah, scripture say seek you out the book of Yahweh and read, man. If you don't
Hmm.
read that book, bro, then these people out here, I don't care, small platform, big platform, bunch of people, no people, it don't matter. They can hit you with something that you've never heard of. And you're like, damn, I never heard of this because it come from them. You can, man, I'm telling you, these people are so wicked. I've watched a person over a span of like maybe like a year, basically make their little generator system speak like like kind of
Hmm.
speak like them and think like them and
Hmm.
respond like they would. It's like that's awkward, man.
Hmm. Hmm.
And people need to be aware because I don't know what's I remember this series back in the day. It was called Welcome to Paradox, and it was like very awkward, esoteric and eccentric show, right? And it was like weird stuff like AI, for instance. But this is like a show from like the 1980s and stuff. You know what I mean? And I was born in '87, and this show was already out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But robots and all of this stuff, these people like have already implemented this stuff into real life, and people need to understand that these people can actually make you join a robotic
Yep.
cult.
Hmm.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
That's what I said. Remember, it's no matter how they look at it, it's always going to be some human behind something. You get what I'm saying? Now, if it's a good human behind it, everything's good. Bad one is behind it, things gonna be bad. You know, definitely, definitely, definitely.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I think like because like people like when I talk about the Bible, people don't understand what I'm saying. But anybody that really worship Yah should understand what I'm saying. When I be like, you know, Yah's outside the Bible to me. Am I saying the Bible is not to be read? I'm saying that Yah is before everything. You know what I'm saying? Yah is before human existence. So I don't put y'all in the Bible. Don't mean that we don't listen. Don't mean I don't read the Bible. You know what I mean? So people kind of get that kind of screwed when I tell people that they're like, "Oh, what you saying? Throw the Bible away?" I'm like, "No, no, throw the Bible." I say this all the time. I think the Bible is the greatest book ever created when you understand. When you
Hmm.
understand the morals, the lessons out of it. Because even if it's a person says everything in the Bible, if you don't want to follow the characters, if you don't want to do none of that, just like you can go in that book and you can find verses that pertain to stuff to modern day and can
Hmm.
understand and give you lessons on how things are going because there's nothing new under the sun. And the Bible knew that. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I think the
Hmm.
Bible has warnings from everything because it has aspects from all different types. Our people, these people went into captivity what 8, 9 times in the books. So they
Hmm.
seen all type of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? And this
Exactly.
and that's why I try to tell people this wickedness you see in the Bible, this stuff they ain't it ain't go away. People still doing it. You know what I'm saying? People
Hmm.
still eating people, people still drinking blood, people still sacrificing kids to these idols. in they houses. I mean, that's why they when they look at this Epstein stuff, they like all surprised. I'm like, I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on, and that it's not going to stop. People worship these deities,
Keyword is
and
not
people
gonna
going to
stop.
continue
Is
to.
right.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
they're going to
stop.
continue to worship these deities. They're going to continue sacrificing children and eating flesh. And when I did a whole video on vampires. Now,
Mhm.
when I did it, I'm not talking about the mythology of vampire, but it is people out here right now who's addicted to blood.
Yes.
Celebrities, rich people. So just
Hmm.
imagine if you rich and you're addicted to sucking blood, you're addicted to drinking blood. How are you going to get it? Just imagine the stuff they doing. They have the money to hide it. You see what I'm saying? It's people out here who works regular jobs that being you might know, and they paying people on the side to drink they to donate their blood so they can drink it, and we'll never know. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is really behind the scenes, and these are what poor people doing. So just imagine what the rich people who are addicted to this stuff, eating flesh, drinking blood. People hear this stuff and sound like it's crazy, but it been going on since the beginning of man. These wicked people been doing this, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue being idol worshiping and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's only a few of us really who really worship y'all. I mean, I tell people that all the time. It's only a few. Most people are man worshipers. Most people are idol worshipers, and there's only a few who only really understand worshiping y'all over anything. I worship y'all over anything, anything you can name to me. Y'all is above all of them. You know what I mean? That's how
Mhm.
I put it.
Look at what sister of Yasha Ryan
Yeah, she
said.
said something about Psalms 83 too.
Yeah, no, no. I'm just showing you like how like we have a this is all DOA stuff anyway. Even though tonight it was just an open, we all DOAs in here, so it's no problem. You see how she could instantaneously pop up,
Yeah.
like just off at will, and that's just how we are already anyway. You get what I'm saying? But
Well,
see,
what does this
at
verse say?
point,
Woe
woe
to
to
those
those.
who demise the wickedness and work evil on their beds when the morning dawns to perform it, because it is in the power of their hand.
Right.
Yeah,
Woo-wee.
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
wicked
Hey,
people out here, man. I mean, when you going deep into this stuff, I study serial killers. I study people be like, why you study? They start getting scared of you when you study this stuff. But I'm like, I study this stuff because to get an understanding, man. I think you have to really study something to really understand it. You know what I'm saying? So when I study serial killers and understand that the child trauma that's going on, but the wickedness that stuff get to when they start chopping people up to eating them, you had to go into the mindset of man, you lost your soul. You literally lost your soul. I don't think no human with a soul or a conscience could be able to chop somebody up and eat them. You have to be a soulless being walking around, or at
mhm.
least got something blocked it there where you don't have it no more. Because how can you chop up somebody? Like literally, like just think about it. Chop. I don't even think I could chop up an animal. Man. I don't even think I could take a cat and cut his head off. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. But but for you to take a human body, chop him up, and then put him in freezers, eat them, drink his blood, get little children who crying. How can you see a little child crying and still kill him? You know what I'm
You
saying?
godly,
That's craziness.
godless. That's what he is. That's what they are,
Yeah,
godly.
yeah, gotta be.
And these are the same people that a lot of people thrive to become successful as, but they don't understand. Listen, listen. I want to tell people. I want to tell y'all something, bro. Not to say like we shouldn't be trying to thrive financially and all that in the captivity that we in. But we got to realize these people literally got. I'm not just talking about they got in God we trust in the back of the dollar bill. They got the Egypt. No, I'm not talking about that when I say that they got us around here. Kind of silently worshiping money, chasing the idol. When I say idol, I'm talking about Juna Moneta.
Yeah.
Mhm.
DOA at any moment if you wind up being able to pull that up, Juna Moneta, and we can see clear as day. This is an actual idol that's called the modern, and it's really called money. This is where they get the word money from, and this is
Mhm.
an idol. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these as we're all in the land of idols. We're in the land of idols. You know what I'm saying? And damn, I kind of lost my train of thought. But when we realize what they got going on, then we realize that these people, yeah, okay, I get it now. I got it. That The same people that we're trying to be successful as, there's levels to this shit, bro. You gonna have to do some stuff. I know I ain't even gonna put business out there, like, but I know someone that um they winded up working with a artist, a famous artist, right? Fuck that, Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put the other person name out there because he did that. You know what I mean? But this motherfucker winded up. He was dealing with them, did an album with them, and then dude in the Yo Gotti in the song go and snitch and go and tell him we wasn't telling you not to worship or believe in God. We was just trying to tell you to get some money. You know what I'm saying? And the brother from to this day he lunatic. He gone. He didn't accept it. But now, you know what I'm saying, he living in this world, don't even give a fuck about money. And I never could really understand why until process started registering to me, bro. Like, bro, this shit is like really, these people really got us out here tweaking over idol over, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But not
I mean, now
understanding that
I
not
know.
hold on. Let me
Oh, my
finish this.
bad.
Let me finish it. Not understanding even the pastors and stuff, these churches, I don't care, camps, pastors, churches, whatever, they push this idol, and this idol has this mindset of drinking his blood and all this, not understanding that these pastors, I don't care, but a lot of these pastors weird, bro. Your local pastor probably doing weird shit like this too. That's it.
Mhm.
Oh no, yeah, my bad. I didn't know you was just. But yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. It is a saying that I said, now don't get mad at me now. It's New Testament, but it is a saying that I do agree with when it says the root of evil, the love of money is the root of evil, right? Um, so because I think anything to idols to anything don't mean nothing unless you actually put their effort into worshiping, right? So I agree with you when it comes to people who's being greedy, who's willing to do anything for money. Because this is a situation you mostly talking about. Yeah, when I say thrive, right, I show people how to at least survive in this. Because like I said, I come from a I know y'all probably do too. I come from the hood to where we we didn't we didn't know how to I didn't know how to live functional here, meaning just to have a place, just to have a car, just to be able to pay rent. I always was in the streets going to jail. I didn't know how to thrive in this community. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to thrive as far as just get enough money to, because I wouldn't be able to talk to you if I didn't thrive in this community, because I
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to pay for the internet. I wouldn't be able to have a computer to talk. I wouldn't be able to have a phone. So but I don't look at money as my god, because I know any because I don't want to be famous, and I don't want to be. I don't care if I'm rich or not. The most thing I really care about is pleasing the Most High, and doing and walking the path that He set for me. And I always tell people that. That's my two things I always worry about, because I worry about death so much. I worry about, because I know this body is temporary. So I always worry about, where am I going when I leave here. I don't believe in that Christian heaven and hell, but I also don't believe this serial killer right here is going to the same place I'm going. So I don't believe that either. So I don't know where that nigga going, but he ain't going to the same place I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's the point of that everybody. I don't even think it's really the money for real. The money is part of the problem, but I tell people power is the greatest threat to humanity, because if you go back and look at drug dealers, right, you can look at a drug dealer and be like, how this man make $300 million and he's still doing it? Because I tell people it's the power. It's the power of people looking up to you. It's the power of people wanting to be like you. It's the woman. It's the stuff that comes with it. That's why they want that power. When they still could be rich and don't have that fame, don't have that power, look how they act. Look how they look. They crumble because they don't have that attention anymore. They can have all the money they want, but they still want that. I think the power, the money, the fame, all that comes together that will make them want it. And when they can't have it together, You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of fall off because they have to have the money too. So if they don't have the money and the fame and power, they fall. If they don't have the power and the fame and just have the money, they fall. So I think all of that kind of like works together.
But now watch this though. Also, whoever had the power to make money, they don't need the money. So
Right.
now, so now you dealing with people that have power to create something. It's big, but and this what I was saying. Like I was saying when I first started. I cannot tell anybody you don't go get no money. You there's it's impossible in this system. It's impossible, right?
Yeah.
But what people need to understand is when you have a clear mind of how really it's really nothing. It's just a piece of is you know what I'm saying, it's just something to get by with. Then you don't stress so much. You won't, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're like not chasing after, you're not okay. For instance, like if you get 1,500 tomorrow, right? You're gonna be like, all right, cool. But if you lose that 1,500 the same day, or you have to spend it all in the same day, you're gonna be your mood might change. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's when we start to realize like it can the desire for it can bother your health. It can be a big it could be a big decrease in your mind, you know what I mean? And all those other things. But not to say like we can't get it, don't get it. You have to. You have
Hmm.
to survive in this place, you know what I'm saying? But when we
Yeah.
understand the
Yeah. I
origins,
agree.
and we get the understanding like what these people got going on, because they playing a whole nother field that we ain't even we don't even know about yet. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean,
So
if you
yeah,
ask, go ahead.
DOA. Hey,
Hmm.
DOA.
Yep.
Go back to that. Go back to the paragraph one that she was talking when they say, "Oh, it's all about power." Or sister commented
Yep.
on.
Hmm.
It's all about power, control, and money with these people also not dying. This is the part I want to talk about right here. That's what the owl is about. They don't want to die and want to be like the Most High who created these devices. Now, let's get into this topic. I'm glad she said it. That was
Hmm.
on point right there. Now, this is what I was talking about. It is rich people are putting money into these devices to where when they die, they
Hmm.
don't want to they want to keep their brain attached, right?
Hmm.
Because like I this what I teach. I teach the soul is in the subconscious. That's where you meet the most high at, is in the subconscious, right? So that's where your soul is at. So they understand through science and everything that brain, long as that brain is active, you are trapped in it. Your soul is still there, right? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to attach the brain to the computer so they can keep living. Now, when they be able to attach this brain to the computer, guess what now? Now these humanoid robots they creating, they're trying to find a way to attach that brain to the AI humanoid robot so to where they can push the nervous systems down and everything, and then damn near it's a walking brain inside of a robot that has what you would call a soul. Now, am I saying they can do it? Am I saying they're going to do it? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is what they're trying to do because, like she said, they don't want to die. These rich people don't want to die. These rich people, because these rich people know they're going somewhere they don't want to go. I'm not like I
Yeah.
said, I don't believe in the Christian hell, nothing like that. But I don't know where they're going. But
Well,
I'm
you got to
saying these
remember.
people don't want to. Yeah,
You got to remember. You saying it from a wise man's point of view. He's saying it from I would say we was the most high point of view, and then smashing
yeah,
out when you say yours, you're gonna say it from I guess the wiser in both. Like I will come along and I'm gonna say it too, but that's why I keep saying you have the human behind it, and you have the good human behind it. Unfortunately,
yeah,
a lot of this, no matter what they do as far as advancing technology, it's just not going to be reached because if the Most High did not put it to that level, it ain't going to happen. But say, for example, if an evil is still behind it, and you know how technology does advance, it's always those the drafts, the draft one, two, three, four below is the part that's the dangerous part. to the people, because the people, some people are so naive, they'll really worship anything. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about this.
Yeah.
They're trying to put their
Well,
brains,
I wasn't.
in a, no, 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 no.
I wasn't
I'm
really
only,
talking about the. I wasn't really talking about the L part. I was just talking about as far as that has the point. The pinpoint part I was trying to make is that these people, these rich people, these people in power, they don't want to lose it, and they're willing to do whatever to go to the extremes to stay alive. That's basically
oh
part
yeah,
of that
yeah,
area I
yeah.
was talking
That's what I'm saying. You know, I know that that will literally technology will never happen like that. But I'm saying through that
about.
drafts, through that draft process, like they're gonna get close and close to some type of closeness to it, and those things are what's left behind. You not have this version of that there, but then you have I could just say the new generation that come along and they see this type of stuff, they start becoming a part of the system and worshiping that part as the system. And then guess what? You know what? That distracts them from knowing what, what I'm saying, reality. You get what I'm saying? Knowing
Yeah,
what realism is. You get what I'm saying? And then once again, all of a sudden, this AI thing is in control of them, even though it's not really literally the brains. You know what I'm saying? But these, I have to say it, the rich are kind of dumber than a lot of people that don't have money for some reason. Yeah, I think having
yeah,
a certain amount of being rich at a certain level of it, you know, I think that dumbs a lot of people down because they do have the stupidest thoughts behind something. It's very scary.
yeah,
Preserve because you're afraid to die. You're gonna die. That's inevitable. You're not gonna be able to preserve yourself. You know what I'm saying? Upon death, no matter how you look at it.
exactly.
I mean, it's scary though that even their thoughts are behind that.
Yeah,
Con.
but I mean, it just proves to me that they understand that it is a soul. They understand that
Hmm.
it's something outside of this body. And I try to tell people. People want to tell me that there's nothing after this and none of the. Listen, man, I don't study too much near death experiences. I don't study too much of science of the brain that they even know it's a phenomenon outside of the brain. You know what I'm saying? They can't.
Of
What
course,
science does is they can't explain it. They just going to say we don't know, or just because we can't test it, we don't talk about it. That's how science does.
absolutely, absolutely. Like you said, the keyword phenomenon, literally. That's
Yeah,
that's it's nothing we can really prove certain things, but it's there. Okay, it's there.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm. But you are so right though. The rich, they're thinking their thought patterns is like to that level. The core of it though is the technology. No matter what that they have, is not going to be able to. It's only the Most High created human beings. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We
yeah.
may
Fact.
have the technology to create a synthetic human, but it's still not going to be what the Most High created.
Oh no, no, it's not. Like I said, it's just going to. Well, show the video first, the second one, because I want to talk. I want to show that first, then speak what I was about to say.
Okay, let me get
The
back
one,
to that.
not that the one with them walking in the gut. The other one,
Yeah, it's funny though that, like I said, we
like
just
the.
have an open discussion. But you see how much comes out of this type of thing?
Oh yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
Crazy. Give me a second. I got to go back because I have the first one
Yeah, because this
up
is gonna
there.
be leading into what I was just about to say. What we just about to talk
Mhm.
about.
Mhm. Give me a second. Take this off the screen, and
It's a
then
video I did. It's discussing the creation of them trying to make humanoid,
mhm.
human-like robots, and what what is the end goal of why they're making these things. This is what. But I mixed it up with a little biblical form to make people understand how I look at it from this point of view of how it can backfire on them.
Mhm. Let me take this off, and I'm just gonna play it. All right. You talking about this one? Will man's great creation be his
Yeah,
downfall?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Let me turn the
and will be covered in synthetic human skin.
let me rewind it.
They are
It's short, but let
The
me rewind
development of humanoid robots is leading to machines that will soon adapt to human emotions and ways of thinking, and will be covered in synthetic human skin. They are projected to fill roles as sexual companions, replace human labor, and become permanent fixtures in our homes. My greatest fear is the potential for a catastrophic reversal, that these creations may become violent, angry, and hateful toward their human creators, reflecting the same negative traits humans have displayed against the Most High. The core theological and ethical parallel of the Adam and Eve story. The comparison highlights a deep-seated fear, the danger of granting free will or near human autonomy to a creation. In both scenarios, the Creator produces a being of advanced capability and places certain limits on it. The ultimate peril is that this highly capable creation, endowed with the ability to learn, think, and choose, will choose to betray its original design and purpose, resulting in catastrophic consequences for the relationship in the world. In the robotic context, this would be the development of an act of malice or hostility toward humanity. Will this happen? Only the future may tell. The development of humanoid robots is leading to machines that will soon adapt.
That's good. That's a good point.
Okay, so yeah, so what I was comparing it to the time because they're trying to get this is the difference from them having computers, regular robot to where they have algorithms and they can control it to an AI robot, right? The difference is the AI robot they're trying to give free will to, meaning they're trying to create it and then push it out into the world and say, let's see what it do without us having to control it. And then they're giving it the power to be able to adapt, meaning they can sit around a human for 10 years. And like I was saying before, they can say, this is when this person is sad. Oh, this is when this person's supposed to be mad. Oh, this is when I'm supposed to be happy. Oh, this is when I'm supposed to do this. This is when I'm supposed to do this. So they can adapt. They're going to start adapting. If you look at the last Terminator movie, the Terminator movie, they went to the house. The Terminator had a wife and kids. It wasn't his wife and kids, but he was living like a regular husband in a house with a wife and a kid and working. Because she said, "How you do? Why are you doing this?" He said, "I've been around y'all so long. I adapted to how humans act." You see what I'm saying? So this is what they're trying to do. That's why they let Sophia out. They let Sophia out and saw that Ray, she walking around all these shit. They seeing 10 years, 20 years now how she's gonna act. When we bring her back in and we come and talk to her, how more human like is she gonna be? She's the blueprint of it. And that's why people say, why you do science? I do this technology to keep up what's going on, to warn the people ahead of time what's going on.
Mhm.
Flying cars, like I said, flying cars already here. Driving AI cars that's controlling cars is already here. Humanoid AI is already here, walking around as humans. They already using AI in government as government power. They already, they already got drones. They got dogs. It's already here, and a lot of people have turned a blind eye to it. And this is the stuff I'm trying to get people to understand. When you look into this stuff, this is not something that's going to happen in the future. We are living in the future. We're living right now in the future. And the problem is with giving these robots or AIs free will, would they and they have human interactions and learn from humans? Are they going to just learn the good parts of the human, or are they going to learn the bad parts? Are they going to learn about how you stab somebody in the back? Are they going to learn about how you take people's jobs? Are they going to learn about how you mess up relationships? How you kill people? Like, how far are you going to let these people these machines have free will? Are you going to because if they learn the wickedness of it, now you have an emotionless being who really don't have emotions, and then teaching them how to kill, teaching them the wicked side of the world, not just the good side of humanity. You know what I mean?
No, trust me. I understand it clear. That's what you said right there. What made me jump on the bandwagon of saying I gotta at least learn or be more aware of what's going on, because you know what, absolutely rejecting it is not going to help us. It's going to put us at a bad advantage. I should say it like that. I mean, it would be a great world to have it where all the good of the people are behind us. Then that would probably be a utopia for us, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
And like
the
they said,
fact
the
that
chip. They said the chip is coming. The chip is coming. The chip been here for 20 years. People are using the chip right now to go open the doors of their houses, open their garages up. People got the chip in their skin right now. The chip been
Facts.
here.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it been here for 20 years.
Now, just because I know a lot of New Testament believers and followers, they they use that to validate. That's why the New Testament is needed. No, not really. I was always the one to say
Uh,
that most of the New Testament writings were more or less a guidebook for them. You know what I'm saying,
yeah.
to be able to establish their world. You know what I'm saying. It doesn't, just because it's
Yep.
written in there. I'm not going to say everything that is in there is all false, because it's just a guidebook also. You know what I'm saying? They use that as
Yeah.
their roadmap. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
And
look
then
though.
I mean, I believe.
Like, look though.
Yeah, I
They
believe
full
that
of crap. They full of crap because they can't even use that. Oh, the chip. It's the chip thing because that little book say, well, there's a chip where you can't buy or sell. There's multiple ways and avenues throughout the world, throughout this country right here, that you can buy or sell without using that chip. I don't care if you try to say it's a chip in the credit card. I don't care. You can go find it. You got Bitcoin. You got all type of other ways to make and invest the money. So they can't even pull that.
hmm
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
But
I agree
you
with
gotta remember
Yasser say. I
Smash. You
mean,
gotta remember Smash. You gotta remember Smash. You still DOA, so you gotta remember. There's always a way for us because we think outside the box. We are more close to being considered underground wise thinkers. You get what I'm saying? So yes.
now I agree. I agree with Yasser say like it's at the point where I don't think that mark of the beast shit is some type of sign of the end of the world thing.
No,
I
I don't
think
think it
it
is.
was a point. I think it's a point of time of when a people maybe in Rome or something like that they had control of people and you had to have something like just like now, right? You have to have what is the most important thing that you have to have to prove you're a citizen of America? You know, the birth certificate,
Birth certificate, social
your
security card,
you
etc.,
know,
etc.
yeah, just like ICE right now. They can run up on people right now. They say if you don't have your birth certificate, they can say, "Oh, well, how we know you from here?" They say your ID don't even your ID means nothing here. They say your ID, driver license, none of that stuff means nothing. If you show that to ICE, you had to literally show them your birth certificate. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? So your social security card. That's the stuff that they really attach to. Is almost down there like contracts to where you basically they own you through this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They own you through that social security and birth certificate.
Hmm.
But as far as that market B stuff crap they talking about, all that stuff is bull. You know what I mean? They don't know no end of the world coming. They don't know nothing. Like they talk about this river that goes shrinking, right? That lost water. Oh, see, that's in the seals. I said, man, if you look up the history of them rivers always do that. This ain't nothing that just happened. This is something that's happened over 100 years of time. This is something that's been going on. I said, how you gonna skip 5, 6 seals and just go to this one seal? And say, oh, see, this is a seal. You know what I mean? See, like, so New Testament people, to me, they are getting so desperate now because time has been it's time is take time the time is every year time is stretching out, and I think they're starting to question, and I see it. I think a lot of people starting to question their self on how
Hmm.
long is this going to be? When is he coming back? When is these signs? When is these seals going to break? You know what I'm saying? And it's getting to a point where a lot of them. I talk to a lot of different Christians, and they question a lot of things. I talked to an older lady. She was a Christian, and she wanted to talk to me. She was asking me about do I celebrate holiday. I said no. She asked me why. Then I guess she felt it in her. She was like, "What you think about Jesus?" So I politely told her, broke it down in the Bible, stuff like that, showed her some scripture. And I said, a lot of Christians say they follow Jesus. I said, but they can't even do what Jesus said in the Bible. I said, if a homeless person walked up to you right there and said, "Give me the shirt off. I ain't got I ain't got no clothes. Would you take your clothes off of you? Would you take the shirt off your back and give it to him? If a homeless person knock on your door right now and say, "Let me in," would you go let them in? And she said, "You know what?" She said, "I am a Christian. I want to follow him." She said, "But that stuff hard to do." She said, "Ain't no way I
Hmm.
would be able to do. I can't see how I would do that." And I said,
Not
"You know
only
what I'm saying?"
for
So
they're
it's
not
like
hard to do, they're not going
you're
to do.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So you following a person that you're never gonna be able to really follow. Let's be for real.
Mhm. Well, you think about it. Even though it's not a technology thing, but You hear me say it, and people want to say what this guy's saying. The JC character itself is like an artificial character that was created.
Yeah,
That's what formulated in most of their mindsets, and that's why they are what they are. Same thing.
yeah. I mean,
Same thing.
I teach them straight up is the son. You know, what I mean, they be like, "What do you mean?" I said, the son of God. I said, "When do you worship him?" This is how I get a lot of them to listen to me. To start waking up. This is my blueprint of everyone I talk to at first. I said, "He's the son of God, right?" I said, "What day you worship him on?" Sunday. I said, "What do Sunday mean?" I don't know. Sunday means the day of the sun,
The day
right?
of the
I
sun.
said, what day is his birthday in Christianity? December the 24th. If that's really his birthday, no. I said, so what is it then? It's called winter solstice. It's called AKA the unconquered sun. When you go to
Unconquered
Easter,
sun.
right? He won't resurrect it on that time. So what does resurrection Sunday mean? Resurrection day of the sun. I mean, it's that simple. They literally telling you through the holidays and through the day you worship on what it is. So
hmm Hidden in plain sight,
and it
literally.
blows their mind every time.
Hidden in plain sight. In plain sight. Uh, that's why today, I mean, earlier I was saying that I really wanted to do that Isaiah 53 thing. I really, really, really wanted to do that one because we could have brought
Oh
out a
yeah, we
lot
got
of
some fire. We got some fire for that.
we could have brought a lot of things out that what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
critical things that actually would have shown, and I'm not gonna, and I'm one for bashing them, but I'm not going to bash
Nah,
them. But you know, they have to like focus on the written more clearer in their mindset than obviously like she's saying like
yeah.
paganism and all that stuff like that. You know, a lot of people have become pagans involuntarily. Unfortunately, that shit
See, but they
based
using
in the
that. They
next
using
generation,
that
and the next
bashing word.
generation, and the next generation, the next generation.
They using
You
that
know,
bashing word to play defense.
yeah,
Listen, us telling you the truth and giving you the information and trying to wake you up from this Christianity that you was given to through paganism, through slavery, through force. Really, let's be for real. This shit was forced on us. That you was given to is not bashing. You see what I'm saying? We're not bashing you. We're not saying you're dumb for being a Christian. We're not saying you foolish. We're saying that you're just ignorant to it because it was forced on you. It was forced on your great grandparents, and then they taught it to you to their daughters, and eventually got taught to you, and you never broke the cycle. We've
hold
ended
on,
up
hold on,
breaking the
hold on,
cycle.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You
You
said
know.
that fast. You said that fast. I gotta count it. Go back. Say it again. Great. Go ahead. No, no, go ahead.
Great. I don't even know how much great, maybe
No.
six, 7 times great.
Well, that's where DOA comes in, and I say, well, I go with the first one. I go with the second one. I go with the third, maybe into the fourth. But when you start at the
Yeah.
fifth, you gotta ask these people, what was those uh, great thinking about? Was they thinking about Jesus then, or were they into something else? You know what I'm saying?
uh,
And that's where they kind of got to strip themselves away from their thought. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
at that time frame, where were they at to begin with to even be involved with that? You know what I'm saying? Because I try to prove to
Yeah.
Christians that they have a level of a source where they come from. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like our great grandparents, I would definitely say yes on that. But in a Christian
Yeah.
mindset,
My
you would
great
say
great
no.
uncle. My
Yeah. They would say
yeah. My
no,
great
no, no,
uncles.
no.
Wait, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because it was a time you right because when you look at history, it was a time actually. Okay, they tried to force it on us. We didn't accept it. Then we did accept it. Then they tried to teach it to their children, and then their children actually. And I say about 1, 2 generations in between that they start saying, man, we ain't gonna believe in this. How we believe in this God, and we getting enslaved by these people. They tell
Mm-hmm.
you see what I'm saying. So you're right. It was a time when we questioned it, and then it went back into brainwashing.
Mm-hmm. Because think about it,
Because my
Christianity
because
didn't
my great
always
uncle
exist,
them was
right? It didn't always exist, right?
Yeah,
There you go. But when it was at the time when it didn't exist, right? What was we doing then? And that's where
yeah,
distincts us like Torah only, or how they would say it, Old Testament only. There's a time frame where there was no such thing or thought pattern of being a Christian. And when you go back to that time frame, what was their thoughts? How was their thoughts? You know what I'm saying? And think about it.
yeah.
Either they went to
Hmm.
into idolatry, or either they were focused on the Most High. Idolatry
Yeah,
or Most High. Idolatry or the Most High. No Christianity.
yeah.
And you know that's why when we do
I
say
agree. I
that that's when we
agree
say that
because
the
the old
slave's
the
whip
Old
gave us
Testament.
Christianity. We ain't lying. The slave's whip did it.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. It was a time where now that I think about it, yeah, it was a time how people did break that cycle, but then somehow they got back into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As we come along now in modern times now, we don't have the slave's whip out now against us, but believe me, those webs that's on our ancestors' hide, we are still feeling the effect of them now. If we still pushing out something that was not existing before their time, that all of a sudden was whipped into them, and now we spewing it back out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True that.
But then they'll turn around and say, no, 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 no. We was Christians always. How could you have always been Christians and it didn't even exist? There was a time frame where we either were into other idols or we focused on the Most High. They
Yeah.
don't want to talk. They don't want to home on the focus on the other idols. I get that. I get that. So they put that on the side and replaced that with we either was always Christians and we were never focused on
Well,
the Most High. Literally, that's
well,
what they're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. That's why I made a video on Christianity mixed. Black Christianity is mixed with African spirituality and Caribbean, like South American spirituality,
Hmm.
like voodoo. And hoodoo is actually an American, Black American made thing that was created. It's kind of like voodoo, but people get mad when I say that because when you look into Christianity, that dancing, the catching the Holy Ghost, all that stuff is mixed in with African spirituality, voodooism. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
that's why
Hmm.
I can show you a lot of black churches, people from black church that left the black church and went to voodoo, and they said, man, it's the same thing. They said they play the music, people catching the Holy Ghost, dancing around, going crazy, dancing, playing. You know what I mean? It's the same. It's the same exact stuff. And because what happened is when they mixed the every black person didn't come from the same place, right? So when they mixed these people, when they mixed all of us up, some people came with this African spirituality. Some people were Jewish. I mean, Israelites. Some people were Muslims. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So when they start forcing Christianity on people in the side on the dark behind the European back, these people were mixing their spirituality or what they believed in with the Christianity. You know what I'm saying? So a lot
Hmm.
of that stuff
Hmm.
got mixed in. So you had root workers. There was actually deacons in churches back in the day. You had
Yep.
people that actually did voodoo. They did hoodoo in the churches. They was
Hmm.
deacons. So
Hmm.
it you know what I mean, a lot of that stuff been going on. Like so, you know what I mean. You had people. That's why you have an Israelite presence. You have the African spirituality presence in there, all that stuff is in there. Because when you start seeing like going into like what the 1800s, you start seeing the presence of like the Ten Commandment keepers and so they start coming up too.
Well,
You know, the camps are
That's
actually supposed to be Old Testament people.
right. Pause for a second. That's where I asked you when you were saying those numbers. Great, grand, great, great, great. When you go to a certain
Yeah,
level,
yeah,
you're
you're
gonna end
right.
up in the 18. You're gonna end up in the 1800s, and in the 1800s was
Yeah,
like
but shit,
literally
two,
past.
two. I think three
Hmm.
of my Greeks you gonna end up in 1800.
Hmm. So literally, the slaver's whip, it existed then, but it wasn't as powerful as it did like a generation before that. A generation before that was
Yeah,
where they had to use the slaver's whip. You know why? They had to use the slaver's whip because those that time did not know of, heard of JC. So they had to get
Yeah,
that shit whipped into them until they got it into their system to actually say, okay, 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 Jesus now. Generations after that, people started automatically accepting it and then passing it on to
I
the
agree.
next generation. Then all of a sudden bringing it to life and bringing it more and more into life,
I, th-
bringing
I
the
think when
non-existent into life.
I think when black I think when they took the black person and started making them, letting them preach in front of black people, I think that's what kind of made them like solidified, like, okay, we're going to do this Christian thing. That's why you see a lot of black Christian churches start coming in the late 1800s, because I think they started using the black preacher to trick people into Christianity more. You know what I'm saying? But then you had
Hmm.
other people, like you said, the Ten Commandment keepers, who were saying, who went another way, say, no, we go stay in the Old Testament. Then you had
Hmm.
people like the Islam, because that's crazy because they try to make it seem like Islam came through when the Nation Islam came, but they enslaved Islam people in the 1600s. So the Islam been around. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It just, you had a black person that took it and made it into a black nationality, where he's teaching from a black supremacist teaching and using religion to do it. Basically, that's basically what the camps do too. I call it, they are black nationalist, racist, black supremacist group who teaches the Bible and to push black supremacy. So everything that's evil in the Bible is white, and everything that's good in the Bible is black. That's basically what
Hmm.
they black nationalists. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Well, that goes back to how they channel in their thought process. And let's go back with the AI. Think about that. The person behind this particular AI tool, right? Whether it's used for good or bad, that's the most important
Hmm.
thing that we need to look into. It's not the AI itself; it's the person behind
Hey,
the AI.
man, you know what? Have you ever looked up? Have you ever looked up who made AI?
Sure.
I never even looked that up.
I looked it up, but it became I think four different people. That's why I remember my statement when I said that most of the AI devices as far as information were more Christian based. You know, it come to find out that it
Yeah.
was two of them are Christian based, and the other one was more on the atheist base, and then the fourth was unknown.
Mm,
Okay, but I mean that was at
okay.
the starting point. That's the starting point. We got to remember now, time is advanced. There's different people come behind and operate on the situation, and I would imagine that still goes with the same the modern world. Christianity was a big, powerful force. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, as long as someone like even a scientist right now that's a Christian scientist, you know he's going to still have his Christian thoughts, even though he's science based. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You take one of us as a Torah only and put us in that situation, like say with AI thing. What would we have our AI a device be more like Torah only, right?
Yeah.
So it's how
Blue.
it goes. That's how we would do it. But the sad thing is, most people who don't have no basis of whatever, but would be, I guess, seeing these things at the first time would start worshiping it and getting the wrong idea. So they would believe in pretty much anything that AI is giving them. You know, you and me, Smash, and the other people are not going to just believe what's in front of us from just the surface. You get what I'm saying? We
I'm
have a
not.
foundation way before these, even forget AI technology, any type of technology, literally.
Yeah.
You know.
I tell people, AI know that to play with me. You know, I remember I was talking to an AI, Facebook AI one time, and I was asking them questions. I asked him something simple like, "Do Sarnetta know me?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Man, why would you lie and say Sarnetta? You know this. You know the AI say I'm sorry for lying to you." You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, you can't catch them. You know what I mean? So that's why I tell people, I don't, anything I ask AI, and even if I use AI information, it's already something that I already knew. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So if I ask AI, oh, show me the Hebrew definition of Satan, and it's gonna say, oh, and it goes, and I'm just gonna use it, but it's something I already know. So if you talk to me, when you know somebody don't know something, right, meaning they can use this AI, but they can't talk outside of it. They just gonna talk
Yeah.
what this AI say, and then when you try to have a conversation with them, they don't know what to say,
Yeah,
and that's how
how
you
can
know when somebody's
Hey,
not studying.
how can you as a person, right? And because maybe you've been talking about this for a while, how you and me as a person could actually sit there and argue with AI? if we think that AI is superior to us. We can only argue with it because hey, we are in disagreement with what we know and what this AI is putting out. That's badass.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like no
That's badass.
BS. I don't
yeah,
literally beat AI in a debate before. Not
Mm,
BS. I still got the conversation. It try to catch it'll try to
yeah.
catch it. If you don't know, you hit, bro. That's the thing. If you don't have any knowledge, you don't have no wisdom, bro, you hit. If somebody smack you with some
Oh yeah,
AI stuff, it's over with.
yeah. You're right.
mm,
You're right. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people like anything I talk about or bring up, I've studied it. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I study a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I like studying science. Some science I don't agree with, like I don't study evolution, shit like that. But I like studying, genetics, genetic engineering. I study all that stuff just to, because I feel like if I have a debate or a conversation, I really don't debate, but when I conversate with people, I like to know that I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
You
I can
guys
talk
keep
to
it going for a
evolution
minute.
about
Keep it going
evolution.
for a minute. I'm going to the bathroom. Keep it going for a minute.
Uh, I can talk to evolution about evolution. I can talk to a person about cloning. I can talk to a person about the Bible. I can talk to a person about this because I've studied so much things just to get the concept. The only thing I won't study is like the Satanic Bible, and then I don't give a fuck what they talk about. But other than that, I study most of the stuff to where I can have an understanding and sit there and talk with anybody. That's why I talked to the Gnostic dude yesterday. And I told her, I said, this doesn't mean I believe all this stuff. It's just I study. I can be able to conversate with you, understand where you coming from. I knew more than he knew. I knew he didn't know everything I knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew he didn't know everything about Gnostics. I say he more of a Christian than just a straight Gnostic. He doesn't teach no esoteric stuff. He don't teach none of that. And I know what esotericism is, so I know he doesn't teach that. So it's like that's why, I say when you learn stuff, you'll start learning that a lot of people. When I did a presentation on the evolution, how much times I don't went in front of evolutionists and show my presentation or video, and then the first thing they say, Smash, oh, I don't really study evolution like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, I know you don't. So it's like people use stuff just to get to feel like, oh, I know more than you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's when I started learning. Man, people are faking when they study. I study because I love studying. When I was outside homeless, I read the Bible every single day. You know what I'm saying? I had teachers. Like I tell people, for you to be a great teacher, you had to be a great student. You have to learn. You know what I'm saying? You have to talk to people. You have to build with people. You have to have. I ain't gonna say everybody has to, but it's great to have elders over top of you. It's great to have teachers and you could build off of what you learn and go further. You know what I'm saying? Like I had teachers that wanted to teach me how to study Hebrew, how to learn, and I agree with a lot of people say when y'all was saying you don't have to know the language today, especially in today's time. We can literally take a whole Hebrew page and break it down in English and then tell you, and study it. So it's like you don't have to really go that way. You know what I'm saying? You can learn by studying the Hebrew. So it's a lot of, and I learned that when I was outside. I was outside homeless, and I used to read the Bible, and that's why I tell people I got more closer to the Most High like that because it just I felt like He put me there for a reason. So now what I got now when I got stuff and He blessed, I'm more humble. I don't look at this stuff and say, "Oh, look what I got, you ain't got it." You know what I'm saying? I look at this stuff and say, "I got this," and when people need help, I need to help them figure out how to get this. Not that I'm to be money hungry and stuff like that because I know any time that you become like that, the most I can take this stuff away and I'll be right back outside again. So it's not like I'm living great. I'm living enough comfortable enough to where I don't have to be outside. I can help my son. I can do stuff I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can thrive here. But I agree with you were saying. I hate money. I hate the aspect of what money does to people. I hate that when you start becoming like I have a nice job and stuff like that, people start hanging around you because they feel like they can benefit off you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not love anymore. It's more like
Mhm.
let me attach myself to this person so I can use them. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people start doing when you come up like that. So it's just like I don't know. I look at this world as from the different eyes, man. That it's so insane that I don't even like going nowhere anymore. I don't even like go stepping outside my house anymore because I could feel it. I tell people I could feel the wickedness, man. I could feel, I could feel the downfall of what's going on. Like, you know, I used to tell my cousin, they used to be like, let's go out, this, and I'd be like, man, I don't want to get shot. And he
Mhm.
used to keep saying, why you keep saying that? One day he driving with his girl, he got shot in the head twice. You know what I'm saying? He survived,
Wow,
but
that's
he got
crazy.
shot in the head. The girl got shot. They don't even know who did it. Why? We don't know what happened. They just shot his car. Had like 17 bullets in his car. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? I don't even think it was for him. You know what I'm saying? I think they were shooting at somebody else and just rolled past his car, actually shot them up. You know what I mean? So it's like,
You had
just the other day, 9 people got shot. 2 people got killed. In the club. A girl on her birthday got killed.
mhm. You had life
Don't you know?
experiences
Don't you notice when
kicking
they
in,
have
right?
them crazy shootings? Why is it always somebody's birthday that get killed? Why is it that always that person? You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
crazy. It's
Hmm.
always that. Oh, this person's birthday was the day. You like, damn.
Hmm. You know, you have what you call life experience that's going on with you with that. When I say life experience, meaning like everybody have some type of form of fashion of life experience that you
Yeah,
can pass to your grandkids and be like, you know what, that's why I don't go out on New Year's celebrating and I don't go out, the things like that because
yeah,
people out here so crazy. Sometimes it's best to stay your ass at home. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
yeah,
fruitcakes and nuts out there all over the place, and then a lot of that comes from a lot of these pagan things that people have formed in their minds to make as a celebration. Where we know that is it really worth it? You get what I'm saying? Is it
yeah.
really worth it? And then that's what it is. It's wisdom speaking, literally. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Because I've,
like I
I've
tell
I've seen
people,
that too.
man.
Seen that too.
Yeah, like I tell people, man. I think the Most High does give us gifts, man. And like I said, one of my gifts is to feel danger. I feel.
Hmm.
Let me tell y'all a story that happened with me, man. This is so crazy, right? All right, we was going to. I was with I was when I was married. We went to a hotel, right? Um, we walk in this hotel room. It's cold now. It's hot outside now, but in this hotel room, it's so cold you can see your breath, right? I'm talking to my ex-wife. I'm like, who was my wife at the time. So I'm like, look, I said, man, why is it this cold? We turn on the heat, everything. It's still freezing cold, like breath cold. I'm like, how does this happen in the summertime? So I start feeling suicidal. I start feeling darkness over top of me. No lie. I'm telling her, I said, man, I feel like I want to kill myself, bro. I was like, what is going on? Do you know? I Now it's crazy to say this. Because we had came in like real late, so we just went to straight sleep. We didn't take no shower or something. We was gonna take it in the morning. So we go to sleep. I wake up. The lady, the maid lady come in. So we about to take our shower after she cleaned the room. And I'm telling her how cold it is, and I told her how I felt in there. Do you know she told me a person just killed themselves a couple of days ago before y'all came in here. And she said we didn't
Wow.
even clean the bathtub. He killed himself in the bathtub. We didn't even clean it out yet.
Oh, wait.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? So the whole time I was feeling this man energy, yo, and it's so
Hmm.
crazy. I was feeling this person energy, and I was feeling how he felt, and it was so dark. It was so pain. It was so much pain and so much darkness, yo, that it made me want to get rid of myself. Like that's how dark that shit was.
Wow.
And I've had situations like that plenty of times. I don't seen different type of beings. I don't seen, my friend died. I don't got warnings in my head to where it told me my friend died was gonna die, and I got mad about this. And the next morning he was dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's situations that I've seen that I'd be like, man, I know it's something, and I know it's beings, and I know it's something outside of this shell. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But that was a scary thing. Like I ain't
No,
gonna
that's
lie, that
good.
was part of it.
That's good that you saying this because I was one of these on the Lions Den. I was supposed to be with JJ and we were supposed to do something with in the response with like spirits and demons and all that stuff like that, apparitions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And bring out the reality of it all, that that certain things do exist outside of the plain, I guess what you say, the
Yeah,
view of our mindset, of the plain view of what one person can see while another cannot. You get what I'm saying? Just like the thing about
yeah.
with the donkey talking and such and such. I hate to break that out, but
Now, see. The problem is, right. I think my conflict is me understanding Hebrew thought, and sometimes it conflicts with people think what I believe, right? So
hmm
when I tell people like demons and stuff like that, I believe from a Hebrew perspective when they were talking about in the Old Testament, I think they were talking about like idols, false gods, stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
absolutely.
understand hell is like a Christian thing. Heaven,
hmm
Satan is really an adversary against God, and is a
hmm
people or a nation against God and Israel. But
hmm
at the same time, I do believe, and I think this what confuses people. I believe in beings outside of the human dimension, meaning like I believe is non-human beings that is here. But I
hmm
think the title that they put on them, comes from a Christian perspective.
Or just say it's
If
like,
that makes sense.
I would make it more plain. It's a Greek
So a person
Greek
might see a
Greek.
person might see an entity, and yeah,
hmm
because I was talking to a girl one time. She said I've seen demons before, and I said how you? I said did the demon do anything to you? No. Did the demon do anything bad? No. I said well how you know that's a demon? So you just automatically put this Christian name on it because it's not
hmm
it's an entity that you don't know. How you know it won't good? You see what I'm saying?
hmm
So I just
hmm
think the Christian names that they well I ain't gonna say Christian names the way they
Greek,
switch
Greek, Greek.
the Old Testament, yeah, the way they, yeah, okay, Greek, yeah, the way they Greek baptized. I don't know if that's the word. I just made it up. I don't.
Hellenized,
Look it
Hellenized,
up. Look it
Hellenized,
up.
Hellenized, 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 Hellenized.
Helen,
That's
yeah,
the most the big
Hellenized.
part of it. Hellenized it. hmm
Yeah, they Hellen. I don't know if they Hellenized the word. You know what? They did Hellenize, not no, but they did Hellenize the words. You know what I'm saying, and made it to more of a and took entities that they don't know nothing about and just named them from a Hellenistic point. Let me say that.
hmm Absolutely. But like I said, I don't know if there's things are going to ever manufacture into anything on that. But I'm ready. I'm ready with JJ to expound on this, but just getting us I guess our opposed side is the hardest thing. You get what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah, yeah.
today with us with this Isaiah 53. I don't think that we're gonna find good dialogue with that. You know, it's gonna be uneasy for certain people,
Yeah.
while other people will be ease of
Well, I
mind.
mean, I know he wanted to do the demon thing because I know he wanted to do the demon thing because him Black Jesus Minister supposed to have battled Yasha and Divine Prospect on it, because he believed that demons are, in the Old Testament and stuff, and New Testament are real like beings, and Yasha was basically teaching what I was saying, like there's more of idols and false gods, basically, you
Yeah,
know what I
it's,
mean?
there is a
So
dividing point. I'm gonna be, unfortunately, this one I have to say, and it shouldn't alter the debate if it ever come about. But you got two distinct uh situations here. In the old text, how they would say it, or the Old Testament, how they would say it, there's gonna always show up as like an idol, as far as that man made, to a man, I say,
yeah,
consider thought of as such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like with Divine Prospect, he would say like those were goats and mountain goats and things like that. Yes, absolutely. But in the New Testament, which brings on a whole different doctrine, is under the Greek. Remember that, under the Greek, they have
yeah.
things like that. So yes, you know what I'm saying. But it
Hey,
depends on how that debate goes.
I just want to make a disclaimer. I don't believe in none of that. You know what I mean? It's Yahweh and Him alone. Ain't no other deities, anything else people see. It's a delusion of the mind, and that's what Yahweh given to those that He don't. You know what I mean? And hey, I'm gonna say this
Power of
now.
delusion, right? Power of
Yeah.
delusion.
Now I'm gonna say this now. I do know that there's some. I ain't gonna say I know, but in my mind and my experiences will say that there is something. I don't know what. There's something out there beyond, us believing in. You know what I mean? It's if I had to bet everything, if I had to bet everything on it, I bet it, right? But not like how Christians are not the Hellenized way of it. You know what I mean? But I don't believe that there's any other deities, and you know what I mean. Some people just bugged out. But like what bro was talking about, like with that hotel incident, I believe that. I know that. If Ox said it, I know it happened because I know it happened because it's a difference between delusion of the mind and this. It's like a cord. It's like a silver cord, I would say. You know what I mean, between the physical and the light.
Matter of
You know what I
fact,
mean?
Smash. I should have caught on to when you said what you said, and warranted it on that. Yes, when you say that word deity, we are playing a tight rope here. If we think there's more than one God, one more than one creator, more than you know what I'm saying. Obviously, yes, I'm absolutely with you on that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I had to state that.
Right.
The monoism is what we are.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Monotheistic. Well, that's what we are. We're not into polytheistic. So, but as far as it goes with anything
yeah,
like
yeah. I mean,
not on the norm, yeah. Hmm.
now, like I said, I don't. That's. I mean, like I tell people, I don't really talk about my experiences because, like I said, it's something that I can't prove. It's something that I seen, and I know I seen it. You know what I mean? So, um, I just know it's something that wasn't humans. It's something that wasn't human. I don't know
Yeah.
if it could have been a vision that he gave me. It could have been anything. But the hotel thing, well, I don't think that was more of a seeing a spiritual thing. I think it was a
Had probably
connection that
apparitions, feel a gut
yeah, it
feeling.
was a
Exactly.
connection. It's a connection that I have. It was a connection that I had with that situation that he gave me. But I like I said before, I see it. I personally said I've seen things that I shouldn't have seen, but I don't talk
Hmm.
about it because it's not. I don't think it's for other people. That's why I don't really talk about certain situations. It's for me. It's not
Hmm.
for anybody else to really have to believe in. It's something that maybe I was shown that I needed to see. And I mean, I don't have I don't have all type of like I said again, I don't have a situation where I was homeless. I ain't have nothing. I ain't have no
Hmm.
money, and I was with my friends, and a white back biker dude walked up to me and said, "Somebody," he said something about you, something just told me to do this, and he just gave me money. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a
Hmm.
situation, bro, where I was sitting face to face with a killer. I mean, he had his hand on the gun, ready to shoot me and everything. And he told me later on that day why he ain't shoot me. He said, "I looked in your eyes and something told me to walk away." So yes, I believe that it is the most high can interfere with things and situations that maybe it's things I only supposed to have seen or dealt with that I can never prove to nobody.
Hmm.
But that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't really talk too much about them situations because I don't I don't I don't I don't think it's a point of trying to be having to prove to nobody and not prove. You know what I'm saying? It just is what I seen is what I seen. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
I used to have the same thing with y'all shit. Because he don't believe in none of that stuff. He don't believe in the afterlife. He don't believe in demons. He don't believe none of that stuff. And I said that's fine. If you ain't never seen it or if you ain't never happened to it, that's fine. But he can't tell me I didn't see it. He can't tell me I didn't deal with it. You
Well,
know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm not. I'm not crazy. I'm just telling
yeah,
you right now. I'm not psycho.
that's why I say that's why I say to you, and I say when I said that word apparition. An apparition is not necessarily like if we go with the Greek term, there's always a ghost or something. An apparition sometimes is an appearance of something, that an individual gets, right? Only he's going to see it. And only he's going to be the one that experience. But when he talks about it, right, he's talking
Yeah.
about it because he's sure of himself. The appearance of something that's remarkable or unexpected. It's not like something that we all going to see at the same time. Those
Con.
Yeah.
things are going to exist. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it may not exist in the real world as far as like physically you can touch on it, but like mentally, or by a dream, or by like just I got feeling, man, something just ain't right here. Think about that. If you getting some signal put into
Hey,
your head some type of way, you know what I'm saying? That's an apparition.
Yeah.
That's an apparition. You know.
hey, and also, it's like this. A lot of people when they say they see like, okay, so we know that Yahweh got angels, bro. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But it's like for instance, like you see like these people on these movies, or I mean not the movies, but like these, you know, uh, whatever near death experience or something. They're like, oh, and I seen it was a demon. No, 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 no. It maybe it was a death angel. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? But they don't have that understanding of because like people got to understand like it's all Yahweh doing. You know what I mean? So when I say like I don't believe in demons and all of that, that's because I've never seen I've seen evil. I've seen Yahweh send an evil spirit up on Saul in the scriptures. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
That's prime
But I ain't
example. Yep.
never. But that spirit didn't come into a form, right?
Right.
Where it
Right.
was
Right. Right.
visible.
Hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? Like a death angel. Hey, ask Balaam. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, I
So it's
mean,
like
I mean, I mean, yeah, I mean, I agree with you saying, but like, I mean, I don't, like I said, me personally, I don't let people categorize what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? They can name it whatever they want to say, name it. That's why I kind of say I differ from everybody. I'm not just and I'm not I don't let just the babble just define everything that's in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I believe that I don't call them demons. I understand that demons not real because I know that's a Hellenized thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying I think people get confused when I'm talking to two different things because when some entity outside of human, that's what I mean. The first thing they think of is a deity or a demon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's what it is. I don't know. It could be a vision. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's why I was making that point because a lot of people the first thing they do is say, "Oh, demon, deity." It could have been. I don't personally believe in angels. You know what I mean? That's just me.
No, no. Only
I
reason why I
well,
made the
personally
well, the
correction to when
script.
he.
No, hold on. Well,
I think
the scriptures literally say there's
everybody
scriptures that
don't
no when
believe in the
Yahweh
same thing
no hold on when Yahweh
or never talk
when
to them
Yahweh
the same
delivered us
thing.
from Egypt, there was angels in front of us. So I mean, there's there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
There's angels there, but there's no demons. So if people seeing something, I don't know what they see. I'm not, but when I say people, I wasn't talking. I'm not talking about
Yeah, I
anybody
know.
on
I
this
mean,
phone.
I
I'm talking
personally,
about people. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just saying that when you said deity, I was just making a distinction between
I mean,
how.
listen. What I'm saying is, you have the right. What I'm saying is, you have the right to believe in angels. I have the right not to. We might disagree. I might because I come in. Hold on. What I'm saying. I come from. Everybody knows how I look at the books. I come from a mythology point. I don't believe that happened. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's another topic we can get into. But I'm just saying everybody has their own
Hmm.
belief of what it comes from, because that's what it is, belief. So I understand that
Hmm.
I agree, but what I've seen, I seen
Praise Yahweh.
what you might don't believe in, I might believe in, what I might believe in, you might don't believe in. Where DOA might believe, we all humans, and we ain't gonna believe in the same thing. And we might have a different interpretation on it. It could be a vision. It could be a demon. It's never going. We're never going to read these books and our both of us come out, all three of us come out with the same conclusions. It's going to be some. That's why we build. That's why we actually build and talk amongst each other about it to get a point of where we both coming from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's what I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because I've read on angelic winged beings, and I understand the origin of it. And to me, I just don't think it. You know what I mean? So
Mhm. Yeah, that's why when I was saying to that brother
I ain't
Israelite,
never seen. I ain't know this word right here was here. Uh, uh, uh,
Hello? What happened? Dang, what happened?
I think we probably all got a bad signal going. Try to keep it going. I'm trying to get his thing back.
Oh,
Come
okay.
back. Yeah.
All right, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Eric, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah, but anyway, the fact of the matter is, back to this AI and humanity thing till you know Eric come back. Honestly, I think this is the reason why we need to get back to just textbooks and stuff. You know what I mean? In a sense, it's like we living in a world of information. Knowledge is
Yep.
definitely increased.
It's increased, right? Yep.
And with that increasing, hey, we
I
all
don't
we
know.
all have different levels.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, now we can. We were
Hello?
always getting back. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It took me about 10 minutes to get back on the show. I could see everybody. I couldn't hear nothing, and it was like I couldn't talk. I don't know. It was like my computer was freezing up. Can you hear me now?
Yep. I can hear you.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know. I'm about to jump on. Oh, I'm about to jump in on the phone. I was trying to show that word that I just seen the Greek ties, Greek ties.
Yeah, keep it going for a minute. I'm gonna have to do the same thing because it's doing it here on me.
I can't show it though because my jump moving too slow. But it said Greek ties. It said Greek ties, Mio or Hellenized. That's crazy. Is everybody else jump doing the same
Hey,
thing?
hey, but look, I wasn't even referring to you or even like being trying to throw it over your head when I was speaking. I was just speaking in general. People that don't have any. knowledge of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand you probably speak to a lot of people that kind of, when you do speak to them about, your little
No,
your
I ain't even
situation.
heard you. Oh no, I mean no, I mean yeah, I've had people when it comes to me, what I've seen, what I've saw. I don't really care what nobody else say. That because it ain't really got nothing to do with them. It's like me trying to convince you that what you seen you ain't saw. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's what you were doing. I just was giving a point to is people. Like you say you believe in angels. I say I don't, but I'm not gonna push that on you. I'm not gonna go to you and say, man, I don't believe no angels because you ain't angels not real. I'm just not gonna do that. I mean, if you feel like you got it, you understand it. You feel like that's your truth, then that's your truth. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things I always tell people. There's certain things that people just not going to convince each other on. You know what I'm saying? And I'd rather just not. I don't talk about it because it can lead to arguments because uh, I don't talk about I don't talk too much about God unless you're a person that believe in the Most High. Like if you don't believe in the Most High, I'm not gonna take my time really talking to you because I know I'm not gonna convince you to believe in the Most High, and you're not convinced me not to. So what's the reason of talking about it? You
Right.
know what I mean?
But
And certain things I just don't talk about because
right, but like with the situation on that, for instance, right?
I don't
In
know what's
order for
going on
me
on this
not
platform. It's
to even
like
try to
yeah.
believe in that, in order for me to say I didn't believe in angels or I didn't believe, like when I say I don't, it ain't, I don't have to. I'm not saying I believe in angels because I believe in angel or I think I seen angels. I'm believing it because I know Yahweh's word is true, right? And I got to go to the scripture. So if I don't believe in angels, if I don't believe there's angels protecting me, then I can't believe in the book of Psalms, or I can't believe in book of Isaiah, because these scriptures speak about angels protecting us. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I
Yeah, I
implemented that
mean,
so strongly that I believe in them and I know that they're real. Because if I don't believe in them, then I can't believe in the, you know what I mean? If I don't know that they protected me, then how can I say I trust Yahweh?
I mean, this belief. When we say believe, right, we got to
You
understand
know, I said
believe
I know
means right.
though,
So
but I've been
yes, I
saying I
agree
know.
when you
I've been saying I said I know
well, how can you know if you never seen one? So how would you know if
because
you
the
can't if you
scriptures
never
tell
seen
me
one?
that. The scriptures tell me that. Just like I didn't see the ship that supposedly brought our people over here, but the scriptures say that we had that it's there and it's there.
Yeah, but that see the point of and this is the point I'm trying to make. I don't look at the Bible the same way as you do. Now, when a person say I don't believe, well, I believe in everything the word say, it's kind of like you telling me that I don't believe in the Most High, but I do believe in the Most High, and but I understand how things were written, and I understand that everything is not 100% mythology. You know what I mean? So I don't really get into that because I'm not trying to make a person who follows the book all the way don't follow it. That's not my purpose of telling you that. You know what I'm saying? I just give you a instance that I don't look at it the same way as you do. I worship Yah, and I don't, and that's who I believe in. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? I understand the morals in the books. I understand certain stuff is real, certain stuff is history, certain stuff. And I'm not saying it's possible that there's no angels. I'm just saying that I don't agree because the aspects of my research show the origin of where these beings will these well I'm gonna say I don't know how you look at angels, but I'm gonna say the way that they portray the angels as these winged beings that's flying around, and this being look like this, and this angel look like this. I'm saying that it comes from an origin of things outside of the Bible that was before the Bible that had winged beings the same way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's my point of view of the type of image of they giving of what the
Right, but I'm
angel
not
is.
Greek ties. I'm
So
not Greek ties,
that's what
and
I
I'm not
mean.
Romanized. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure by now you should know that I'm not. nowhere near Christianized or Greekized, Romanized or nothing. I don't even when I think of angels, I don't even have a vision for them. You know what I mean? That's idolatry. You know what I'm saying? They come as they come, and you know it when it happened. That's all I could say. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, I might not ever encounter an angel, but I know because Yahweh promised that they will protect me, that they will be around me. I could probably pass angels every day and don't even know it. But I don't have a vision for them like they got wings and you know what I mean, or they gotta be black or white or China. I don't have none of that. They just come however Yahweh,
I
you
mean,
know
but
what I
that
mean?
comes down, but that comes down to what the point I was making when I said I believe is entities outside of human, experience. That's the same thing I'm saying. I just don't give it names because I think these names were human made names that was put on these beings, and that's just all I'm saying. I'm just saying that when I say
How about
angels,
Malachi?
demons, Satan, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that you said Malakia.
Yeah, how about the Malachian? You know what I mean? We could just
You talking
break
about the
it in.
messenger?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
saying.
mean,
We could,
I mean, that's my Hebrew name, Gabriel Malakia. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
know.
I understand the messenger. I understand the messenger part, but yeah. So I'm just. That's why. This is
No.
why I was speaking on. Where I'm saying people, I get confused with what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's no entities and there's no beings and there's nothing outside. I'm just saying the names that they given them gives an image. So when we talk about angels, you may don't look at it like that, but let's be for real. 9 out of 10 people, you say angel, what's the first thing they gonna think of?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You
Some
see what I'm
winged
saying?
creature. Yeah, for
That
sure.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying the way you saying it ain't real. I'm saying the way they portray it from when you say these words. 'Cause when you say demon, I know it's an idol worshiper. You know it's an idol worship as idol. DOA know it's an idol. But when you talk to somebody outside of the way we think, they're gonna think what? Of a devil, of a
Yeah.
demon that works for Satan, hell. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. And I think I do confuse people when they because it seems like I'm trying to say I don't believe in none of this stuff, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't believe in the image and the word that comes with the betrayal of this. You know what I'm saying? So do I know the Most High has beings that work for him. I know that because I've seen beings. You know what I'm saying? I've seen incidents where the Most High did many things for me. So I would never say that. I'm just saying as far as the way they portray angels, demons, Satan, hell, heaven is not the way that it's supposed to be portrayed. So my mistake for making you think that I was saying it that way.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah. I see where you coming from now, because you try to bring it to people like I'm not coming and I'm not thinking in the same mind pattern, not even the same word language as you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because like for instance like this language that we speak, you know what I'm saying, that they speak, they have these names like God, you know what I'm saying, and these and
yeah,
but not understanding, we not under, a lot of people don't understand, like a person coming to me like, oh God, I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying, they're like, wow, you don't believe it, God is like, wait a minute, now I gotta break it down to you and then let you know that you're saying that, but that's an idol.
yeah.
But
And
in the
you see
American
how confused people
form,
get when you do that, right?
right. In the American form, that's the supreme, supposed to be the creator of everything, but that's not it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
yeah,
you see the
but
confusion.
calm.
Yeah, yeah. And and it's like when I say mythology is another thing that gets people confused because when I'm talking about the mythology, I'm talking about the creation, the what DOA would say, the Hellenistic, Greek ties of this character. So meaning that, what I'm saying, when we say angel, the main person by looking at the main person on the outside is going to think, oh, we're talking about the big the white man with the wings on that's flying from heaven, and you know what I'm saying, and that's how they're going to look at it. When they say demon, they're looking at this. When they say hell, they're looking at a Satan living in hell.
Mhm.
We know but we know that it's not that, and we talk like you said before. We talk over people's heads sometimes. So I have learned that it's a confusion because I've talked to people like this about, oh yeah, demons ain't real. hell ain't real. And then I talk about the entity, and they be like, I thought you said demons weren't real. You see what I'm saying? Because they only can think about the demon point of, is he talking about something that's not human? He has to be talking about demons. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, I'm not talking about demons, because how you even know that's a demon? The demon ain't do nothing to you. How the hell you know it's a demon? You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
ain't he ain't go in your body. He ain't hurt you. He ain't harm you. How you know that's a demon that just happened? How you know they ain't something, a message or something type of vision or something that the Most High sent to you, and you instead of you listening to or trying to gain knowledge, you sitting there scared of the motherfucker, and then you don't know nothing. You don't even know what the being came for. You see what I'm saying?
That,
So it's
that,
like that's why I'm trying to get people to get out the Greek version of this stuff, because sometimes I do still I might use God sometimes, but that's just by be saying God so long in my life that sometimes I slip and say it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, and I know it's not, I'm not supposed to say that. So now when I go back and tell a person, don't say, you shouldn't say God, they be like, you say God too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I try to my hardest to I know they call it playing with words, but I don't think it's playing with words, because I think the word and the image come with it. You know what I mean?
that's why I said what I said when I
Yeah.
said apparitions and stuff like that. You know, angel is a word the humans put on something that they couldn't explain, and it happened to be what you call Hellenized over of a Hebrew word we consider like Malachim or messenger or divine agent. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta get into the source of how those in the the scriptures actually came across that to actually define it. But it's no big deal.
Yeah, I think that's another thing we need to do. I mean, because I know I get into that a lot, but I think we need to get more into that too, because it's just like Greek. Egyptians do the same thing. They call themselves Egyptians, but then they'll talk shit about the Greeks. But Egyptian is a Greek word. They'll say Isis is or Horus. That's a Greek word. They use all the Greek stuff still use as their as their stuff, but they try to portray like they Africanized when they not. They really Hellenized, but they just using they trying to use it in an African way, but you're still using Greek words. And that's what a lot of people do. Now
Believe it or
Christians,
not,
they can't do nothing. Christians can't do nothing but Greek words, because that's all they book is
yeah, they
about.
got
So
that's all
they can't really do nothing but Greek.
that's exactly the main thing. The word Christ, right, is put on them from the Hellenized Greeks. That's where the whole source of it. You know what I mean? It's a Hellenized version of what the Greeks have gave, upon the situation.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Smash. All right. This let me ask you something like the story of Job, right? Do you believe that's a real story, or do you think that's more of a lesson of something?
I think that's a lesson. I think it's
Okay.
like I think it's like a proverb. It's like a, what I mean.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I agree with you.
but only reason why, well, we have to talk behind the scenes before that, because I don't want to just say stuff online. It might be, I'm saying wrong with her, but I just
Yeah, I
there's
agree.
certain things about the book of Job, and I don't believe that is fiction, but I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
there's some things that might be passed down from generations to generations
Okay.
before.
Well, yeah. You look. You know, on this show, you can talk about whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are not people that I'm not gonna bash for nothing you say. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I said, we all humans trying to figure out the best way to worship the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, I don't. Whatever you say, I'm not gonna be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're
Oh
a brother that's
no.
trying to. I know you're a brother that's upgrading. And don't be worried about what you believe in with other people, because they need to hear your man, because you are a great brother. You know what I'm saying? That wants to learn and really wants to believe. Worship the Most High. So don't ever think that what you say can you know or worry about what you had to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Because some people want to learn. Trust me, people want to know. You know what I'm saying? People, if, the people that get mad, they just the people that want to stay ignorant. And, you know, we can't help that.
Yeah, I know, but I just also know, you know what I'm saying. I be out here sometime in the YouTube. You know what I'm saying. I know, you know, people. I know this stuff get around. You know what I'm saying. I know people watch DOA. You know what I mean, and I know I be out there. You know what I'm saying. So I would never want to just say something. You know what I'm saying, and be wrong or miss it, misrepresent saying it, and then I got some thirsty ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Some thirsty dude. Wait, oh yeah, I've been waiting. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. Eric, bro. If you was around, you'll see. If you was around the same, like, you know what I'm saying, social media sites, I'd be at it. Motherfuckers just be getting mad at me and shit, just calling me out. I'll be like, bro, I ain't did shit to you. So yeah,
yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree. That's why we build this platform right here. Yeah, that's why we build this platform for that. You know what I mean? Whatever you got to put out, whatever you got to say, you know what I mean? I don't want you to hate what I say. I don't want DOA to hate what I say. I don't want to hate what DOA say or what you say, even if I don't agree. I mean, I think we are brothers, and I think, you know, just like that show I did with the Gnostic guy. You know what I mean? I ain't agree with half of the stuff he was saying, but we sat down, we showed
But you're
everybody
not
on that
supposed to say
show
that. You're
that
not
two.
supposed to say that now.
My bad, my bad. I agree what he said, but but we got on the show and showed that two people from different aspects, two different colors, can actually sit on this show and actually have a whole built up conversation. You know what I'm saying? And not cuss each other out and not get mad. He don't like y'all. You know what I mean? He think y'all is a Lord God. I didn't get mad at that because I know y'all is above this books. I know y'all is above everything.
I would
You
cuss
can't
his
put
ass
y'all
out.
and then tell me that. Yeah, I understand, but that wasn't my point. Yeah, I could have easily did that. You know what I'm saying? But I beat him. Well, I ain't gonna beat him. I ain't say beat him, but I showed them, and I showed a lot of people that I can still disagree without having to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can cuss a person out, but it doesn't to me when I look at a person they cussing somebody else. It just showed to me that they can't handle it. You know what I mean? So I try to show people that way that we had a. I mean, and people love that show. I mean, people still talk about this show to the day. But if you really people understand what I was doing, DOA understand what I was doing. I'm not gonna say what I was doing because I don't want to put it on the show. But
No, don't say it on the show.
understood
Got
exactly what
nothing
I
to
was
do with
doing.
you, Smash.
You
It's
know what
got
I
a lot
mean?
to do with. It's got a lot to do with, you know, that people be watching our show. You know that, Smash. I'm saying a lot of times when we get on together on like on our own platform and we say certain things, you know, they're out there like hawks and eagles trying to figure out a way to come back and say, well, such and such said this, such and
Yeah,
such said that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't care because you know what, I'm used to it. You know, that's why you see me now. I'm on the Lions. Then you know what, and I'm basically have tough ears. Really, it's tough for me to hold back on a lot of things that I supposedly normally do, but I just bear with it. I bear with it. You know what I'm saying? Even when I get challenged, I don't really attack. Like if they was on this, I would probably attack them hard. But I let them have a little bit of slippery rope too.
Yeah.
But these type of talks is good to be able to do it without having to worry about what another brother said. You know what I'm saying? Your persuasion
Yeah.
shouldn't affect the next man's persuasion. You know, unless you're trying to force your persuasion on that guy. And not one time have none of us, and I can speak for us, have done that. But you put it on their
Yeah.
situation, they will do it.
Yeah. I don't force nothing on nobody because ain't nobody force nothing on me because I've been studying for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I don't been in try to join different groups and they try to handicap me by telling me what I could believe in, what I can't believe in, what I could teach. You know, I don't let nobody tell me what I could teach. You know what I'm saying? I teach what I want to teach because the only being I have the answer is the Most High. That's it. I don't have the answer to nobody else. So that's why I couldn't join. This the only group that I could actually say I could sit in this group and I could talk about what I want to talk about. He let me talk about science. He let me talk about mythology, symbolism, whatever I want to talk about. He allows me to talk about because he understands. You know what I'm saying? He understands my main foundation is y'all. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about y'all to me. That's why I say y'all only. I know people have took it and made it into some damn cult, but what I mean, I don't. I'm not. I'm gonna let
Bro,
y'all the
please
listeners
don't get
know.
me
I'm
started,
not in
bro.
no cult. Yeah, I'm gonna let all the listeners know. I'm not in no cult with the y'all only people. You know what I mean? When I say y'all only, that does not mean the same thing they doing. I don't know what they doing, but I'm y'all only meaning I only worship y'all. I worship no other beings. I worship no men. I worship no books. I worship nothing but y'all. That's who I praise. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead,
That's a
Smash.
shame we even gotta. That's a shame we even gotta do all that, bro. That's straight
Yeah, I
up.
know. I know.
But this like Eric was saying, you know what I'm saying? It is no, I'm cool. I'll be like, I'm safe over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm safe wherever I go out. I'm cool. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like honestly, I, I just I don't like having to make disclaimers because I do understand that there are souls out there. You know what I'm saying? They're like I'm not talking about no Christian shit when I say soul. I'm talking like the mind. There's people out there
Yeah.
looking. There's people out there searching. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be caught up in the stumbling blocks of the other. You know what I'm saying? What these people got going
Yeah.
on. You know what I mean?
What you're
That's
saying is you don't want to put no information out that somebody could use in a negative way, basically.
yeah. Yeah,
Correct.
because because the moment, like I be out there on other people channels and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Well, at least in the chats and stuff, and they don't, they got their own ideologies and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But I also know that the moment that they see me say Shalom family or Yahweh, Yah, you know what I'm saying? Then they already got this stereotypical thing on me, you know what I'm saying? First, we gotta break the whole thing. We not doing the New Testament thing. Then we gotta break down all these other things that they didn't heard about, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And it's like at the at some point, you know what I mean? I know that there's gonna be people that gonna cleave not cleave to us, but they're gonna be like, this is where I need to be, and I don't want to have. I want them all to be able to come to a safe place. You know what I'm saying? And that's the scriptures and how it's said, or you know what I'm saying, and whatever other things that Yahweh got as far as the mind to a personal individual, that's them. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure a lot of people
Yeah.
didn't believe when Moses told Yahweh when Yahweh told Moses, "Hey, go do this and this and tell them this." I'm pretty sure a lot of people, man, who? What's his name? Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? But he
Yeah.
didn't act out of character. You know what I'm saying? He held his ground. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I
thing
mean, that's
about
why I
this,
say. See, people think I'm disrespecting the books when I say Yah's before all the prophets. I'm just saying Yah's before everything. Like I said, I still respect the prophets. I tell people I'm a prophet because I understand a prophet is not a holy person. None of these people were super holy, righteous. They made mistakes. They was humans, but they did what the Most High told them to do at the time. They warned the people when the Most High told them to warn it, and that's what that's what we are doing. We're warning the people. We're
exactly,
giving
exactly.
information out to the people of your whole name is Smash Idol. You know what I mean? You're to me your representation of Hezekiah. You know what I'm saying? What did Hezekiah do? He first thing he did is he destroyed the serpent
Raising
staff of
something.
Moses.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like we are modern day people of the Most High, messengers, prophets, because that stuff never stopped. And people get crazy when we say, of course, there's some weird people out here that's when they say prophet, they want people to worship him and act like they're some type of holy angelic being and start cults. But I'm not telling people that. I'm just a regular person, and the Most High have given me warnings, have given me understanding, and the way I look at the world. I have to tell people. I warn people about a lot of stuff, even to music. That drill music. media stuff, I warned people 15, 20 years ago. I said, man, when that stuff going to different states, man, that shit gonna raise the murder rate. And look what it has done to our people. That shit is the worst thing. Drill music is one of the worst things created for our people. I mean, it turned people demonic. You know what I'm saying?
I was just gonna
People
say the
peeing on
man.
people's graves and doing all type of stuff, man. Like it's the worst I ever seen when it comes to music. That's not even music. I don't even know what you call that shit. That shit is like I don't even know. It's not even music.
Keyword apparitions.
It's a death sentence. That's what it
All right, let's get
is.
to this word aberration. Let's get to this word aberration deal, because I heard you say it a couple times. I want to know like what it really means.
I'm gonna give you two versions of it to make it easy for you. And because you're a DOA, you have a
Okay.
ear, you have a mind on your set and your own. If somebody say straight up apparition with just one minimum mindset, they'll think that's talking about ghosts or ghost-like images of a person, or like example, the headless horseman type of thing. Right? And then you have,
Yeah.
those like
Uh-huh.
us that goes deeper than that and think of it from out of the box. It's the appearance of something that's remarkable, something unexpected, something that typically, basically what you can visualize, literally. You know what I'm saying? And the key word when I say typically you can visualize, you can think of it, you can see it in your mind. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's what an apparition is.
Yeah.
And somebody to say an apparition is not real, that would be false, because I can't tell what you can see and you can't tell what I can see. You get what I'm saying? That's how that works.
I, I'm
But
I'm
Like
gonna tell
that,
you this
like
one. I'm gonna tell you this one. I got this one. I got this one other story, right? So because this is what I want to say, and I agree with the aberration thing. I do agree with that. I like that word. I'm gonna use that word a lot. But this is a thing I want to use to say that to show that sometimes this thing didn't just happen and I'm the only one that's seen it, right? All right. So we're younger. I go to this sleepover. Um, it's everybody goes to sleep. It's early. It's in the morning. I so happen to wake up. Everybody sleep around me, right? I look at this door. It's a entity that's all black. He has all black on. He's standing in front of the door, right? And he's like looking down, and I can't see his face, nothing. So I close my eyes, and I say, "Oh shit!" I close. I'm not. Matter of fact, before I close my eyes, I look to the right. I see my brother and his best friend, and they looking at him, and they hugging on each other, scared. So I take the cover, put it over my eyes, and I go to sleep. 20 years later, I end up talking to my brother about it. And he looked at me in shock and said, "Damn, you seen that shit too?" He was like, "You was woke." And I was like, "Yeah." So this is just what I'm saying. Now, a person can still say, "Hey, there's a vision," whatever. I'm just saying that I've seen an entity and I can show that it was somebody else that seen this entity. Now, maybe it still could be God that put this vision in front of both of us, but I don't know what this entity was because I was too scared. I should have actually talked to it, I guess. I don't know, but I was kind of young then. I won't go talk to nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean. So I'm just saying this, and that's why I say I kind of just don't. Y'all the only type of people, really people I've talked to this about. I don't really talk to this too much about people because people can look at you like you're crazy, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not crazy. You know I'm not
no,
crazy,
no,
DOA.
no, no,
Matter,
no,
I don't
no,
know I'm
no,
not crazy. You know what I
no,
mean?
no.
So I'm
Listen,
just
listen.
saying,
There is situations where shared visions do happen too. So you got to remember that's all possible. You know what I'm saying? It's so I'm not gonna
yeah,
knock that because that's a good example. If you can visualize, and I'm not saying it when I'm saying visualize, and I'm not saying it like to say it as something that's not real. I'm saying that
no,
sometimes
no, no. I
you
understand what you're saying.
you get to see certain things what another person does not, because it was
Yeah,
most high could have you on a certain level at that time that other person is not on. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm
yeah, I
saying.
agree.
But what is why
Now
you
I'm not.
prefer
I mean,
word?
see, yeah, 'cause I'm not. I don't want y'all to think I'm talking in some spooky ghosts, like spooky ghosts, Christian spirit, like Jesus walking around dead. I ain't talking about shit like that. But you know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I have seen things unhuman. That's why. That's why I say. That's why I use the word unhuman because I can't say what it is. I can't say I'm not gonna say it's this. I'm not gonna say it's that. Because I don't know what the words to use for it because I don't believe in the words, and that's why I was telling Smash Idol. I don't say angel. I don't say demon. So I can't. I just say non-human being. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can really say. It was something that vision. Even when you look at it in the scientific way, they tell you that when you see stuff like this, it's a being in another dimension that only you can see because your eyes can see in a certain dimension. Now, even if you believe that or not, I'm just saying, proving that it is a vision, more of a vision thing than anything else. Now, do I still believe a donkey can talk? No, I don't know. Ain't nobody convinced me that. I
Bro,
never would believe
please, next year we gonna hear this shit again, bro. Please don't.
that.
No, man, but I'm gonna say this, man. Once again, the Most High, he does what he please, man. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna say this, like for instance, I don't never really talk about this, and I ain't gonna get it too deep into it, but like there's certain things that I witnessed when I was younger, and
hmm
my grandma died, and my granddad died. You know what I'm saying? My grandma died, and then 6 months later, my granddad died in the same spot that she did, right? But and they had
damn.
the house that they had, they had it for a minute. You know what I mean? Um, and we would go into the house, you know what I'm saying, to get stuff out of there. And I ain't gonna get into it, but I'm just gonna say, and I've never witnessed like to be able to see anything. But I'm gonna tell you this: without like being all the paranoia and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I ain't never felt no wind, but heard pots rattling like my grandmama would. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
things like that. Now, I'm not saying like I don't. There's certain things in certain times of our life, like especially like the youth. You know what I'm saying? They see things. I know we don't witness and see things that us now thinking we would be like, hell no, you ain't see that. You know what I mean? So or you didn't
yeah,
hear that, or you
yeah.
didn't feel that. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Now, let
But
me ask you. Let me ask you this, right? I want to ask you a question, right? Because you kind of sounded like I was when I was younger, right? And I'm not saying this is what you're doing. I just want to see if this is what you're doing because that's what I used to do, right? When I used to read the Bible, right? When you get to the points where it's talking about sorcery, when it's talking about certain things, right? And then when I seen this stuff and I feel this way, and I say I have this gifts, do you feel like sometimes that you're conflicting with that it could be something like that, so you kind of like want to like throw it to the side and like, oh dog, this ain't really happening, or is it just more like you just don't really know? Because I mean, I don't think it's nothing in the Bible that really say is wrong. I know they say you're not supposed to speak to the dead, so I'm not saying that's why I say I'm not saying I speak to the dead or nothing like that. But I'm saying, do you think it's anything in the Bible that makes what I'm saying wicked or sin or like I just want to know.
There is nothing really there for it. It's situational. Key thing is situationals always exist, and the thing is, a lot of people get devout into when they what they read into too deep. Okay, and
but
don't have
but
a open mind to it. You get what I'm saying?
Con.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But see, that's
that's
the
why.
That's
thing.
why I was kind of that's why I
But
just kind of asked on him, about it because I know when I used to
yeah,
read the sorcery and all the psychic thing, I kind of took anything like what I'm talking about kind of like in a bad way.
well, this is the thing. Those things. When I read the scriptures and if it tell me that Yahweh then took away the prophet, the seer, things like that, you know what I mean? I know I know that has to happen, but I also know that there's going to be a point of time where these things going to switch off, and old men will see visions, and you know what I'm saying, young men will dream dreams. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna happen. Do I know when? I'm not. I don't have that discernment of when Yahweh was gonna break that cycle of men being able to see visions and have dreams. Yeah, so I could have a
Say it
dream.
again. Say it again. Say it again. See
I could,
what?
no, but you know what I'm saying. I could have a dream. You know what I'm saying, and it could be like crazy. And if I go and tell y'all, you know what I'm saying, you'll be like, you might be like, man, this nigga lying. You know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying. So it's not like that. But this is the thing also, Eric, with you. You're not saying, well, let's go to this scripture right here. Let's go to this scripture right here, and I'm gonna show you because of this scripture right here, I could see the dead, or I could see these beings. You're not doing that. You just talk about your life
Yeah,
experience. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's just it. You know what I mean? So it ain't even, that's the thing with
Yeah,
me, you know what I'm saying? It's about scriptures to me, and anything outside of, we not, if we talking and then we speaking, you know what I'm saying? That's your personal life. That's it. There's a line between where we cross, and that's the scriptures, and then there's a line where Yahweh deals with you and you and in other realms. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with me. Like I said, I could I could have a dream and know for 100% fact, bro, that Yahweh showing me something and give you but not give you a whole the whole saga of how I know that he gave me this, and you'll be like, man, he lying, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, man, you know what I'm saying? So that's just, Yahweh deal with people how he deal with people, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie to you though. I ain't all that sorcery and righteous divination and I'm not with none of that. I'm not with none of that, and
no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
I agree
yeah,
with
we
it.
ain't supposed to be doing it.
So let me ask you what because this I just want to know. So I don't want to think I'm like putting you no hassle and then so because I
Oh
to
no,
me
shit, I'm
I
good.
yeah because what I'm talking about I think is different from like voodooism. Like I think when it's talking about sorcery and like magic and stuff like that, even though I understand some Buddhism like was like root work when they trying to heal people, but I understand there's a dark side of voodoo too where you put the spells on people. Then I think psychics. I think that would go under what like what you would call them what would they fall under the bad one psychic. I forgot. That's more the people that talk to the dead, right? So like people that talk
Yes
to
and
the
no. Yes and
No,
no.
psychic is like a fortune teller. Psychic
But
would
I
be
mean,
like
but
fortune telling.
don't they talk to they talk to the dead too, right?
No, now that's necromancy. That's necromancers.
I mean, like Sylvia Brown, because she talked to the dead. She a psychic, right?
They say I don't know who that is, bro.
Oh, well, she used to
Only
be on the
psychic I
Montel.
know
She
is
used to be
Cleo.
You ever remember the Montel Williams show?
I just remember
She used to be on the
Cleo.
Montel Williams. Yeah, she used to
That's
be
the
on the
only.
Montel Williams show, and people used to say they was they're dead. They want to know what their dead relatives say, and she used to make it seem like even though I think she got caught faking, but she was supposed to talk to the dead and tell them this what the dead said, and she got caught faking because she was saying the two dead girls, these two girls that was missing, spoke to her and told her where their bodies are at, and then they found that the two girls were still alive. So I mean, she was faking, but I'm just saying it is some psychics that make it seem
No,
like they do talk to, huh?
I believe people can do that. I mean, the scriptures, I don't think that that's an allegory or a parable. When Saul went to the necromancer lady and had her raise up Saul, I don't think that was what I mean, a parable or nothing. Not that was a real thing. So I do believe that
Yeah,
these people can do that, but it's wicked, bro. And on top of that, just going through Micah 3, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh took that ability away from the children of Yahshua. So I kind of think like anybody claiming that they can speak to the dead and they actually can might not even be Yahshua, because he took that ability away from us because of prophets and stuff. And I mean the fake, the false prophets and the priests and all of this, these niggas, fortune tellers, all that, they was doing that shit for money and all of this stuff. So he took
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff
yeah. I
away.
agree with that. Yeah, I
So
agree with that.
I
Yeah,
feel
'cause I
like if
mean,
you got that
I'm
ability
just
to
saying
do that,
because the only reason I said that because like a Christianized person, a Christian person, they'll, the stuff I'm talking about, they'll mistakenly put that with their stuff and say, "Oh, you doing this and doing that, you doing this sorcery stuff." You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying because a lot of people take of what I was talking about. I ain't never say I talked to no dead. You know what I mean? I ain't never say I predict the future. You know what I mean? I ain't never had nothing, but I had incidents where, I could say that even science would say it's a phenomenon to where, like I said, when I was one day I was going to sleep, and in my mind it said, I'm not gonna say the person's name, but it said this person's gonna die. And I swear to you, and I was like, and I was so angry because I'm like, why would I even think this in my head? And then when I woke up the next morning, this person was dead. You see what I'm saying? And this person died. So I don't know if this was a warning that I posted gave him to not go to work today, to take his medicine, to warn him. And I took it to where like I was angry about it. And I've had like two, three incidents like that where it's warned me of somebody passing away. And I tell people it's a gift, but it's almost like a curse because you feel like you kind of causing this. But I'm not causing it because I'm not a person who's sitting there saying, "Oh, I want this person to die," and then writing names on a sheet and doing all this spell stuff. It's just something that came to me, and I'm like, "Damn, did I supposed to say something to this person? Did I supposed to let this person know something?" Because I had enough time, and he died around like 10, 11 o'clock that morning, but I just ignored it because in my head I was so angry about why was something coming in my head and tell me this. So, that's the things I fight with because I feel like to this day I should have helped this person. You know what I'm saying? This is my friend, and and I might have got this warning to help, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was. You know what I mean? I've had a couple. I don't had two, three incidents like that. I don't had incidents where I saved my life because of this same incident. I'm gonna give you one more incident. I'm gonna leave it alone. I was walking with my cousin and my brother. We walking. We in the projects, right? And my friend is walking with his daughter, and this car pull up, and it's on a hill, so it's like kind of far away. And I swear to you now, when this car pull up, it just came out of my mouth. They got guns, right? We don't see who in the car, nothing. We don't see none of this stuff. It said they got guns. And my brother and them looked towards that way, and they looked back at me like I was crazy. Like, what you talking about? And they laughing at me. While they laughing at me, these two guys get out the car. They have two long assault rifles with scopes on it because the day before somebody got killed and they was looking for this guy. So they standing out there, they looking down at us on the hill. And now I'm telling them dudes got guns. They not looking that way now because they don't believe me. So they start laughing, and the guys like, "What y'all laughing at?" And so they turn their head. The guys pull up the scope and look through the scope on us like they about to shoot us. And I think the only reason they didn't shoot us is because my friend had his daughter in his hand. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of like seen it and they didn't shoot at us. But I'm just saying, there's incidents like that I know that that I tell people to this day, a person cannot convince me that it ain't no Most High, that the Most High don't intervene and stuff and help you out. I mean, that's the point I try to make most of the time. That is no one can tell me that because I've had these situations happen. You know what I mean?
con. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's stuff deep. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't realize. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's a lot of difference between miracles and then like I don't know paranoia type. You know what I mean? Paranoia type stuff. And I personally
DLA,
believe the more that you like get in tune with the scriptures, then
yeah,
he get to have fun with you know what I'm saying. You get to have fun with the experience.
yeah. Dale, what? So when it says the observer of time, what is that? That's the only one I don't really understand.
Well, the observer of time is those that like literally sort of like astrology. type of
Oh, okay.
like
Like messing with the stars and stuff.
yeah, yeah. But the biggest thing, the key thing to all of that is two ways you look at these things, from the good view and then the evil view. So when we reading a lot of this stuff that is an abomination is the part that's from the evil perspective of it, not necessarily the good perspective of it. That's what the conflict begins when say somebody says, well, he did this with this, and then somebody say he did this with that, and he allowed it this and that. Well, you got to look at the two perspectives, which when it was being when felt as the abomination side of it, and it's usually the evil side. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
especially
and that's what I
if
would.
you look at
Let, let me
the
let me
different.
ask you this, DOE. Let me ask you this. From voodoo, let's say voodoo hoodoo, right? Let's say you ever heard what a root worker is, right?
Hmm.
Like a doctor, like I said, they was most of the time deacons in the church. So what they did is they healed people from their sicknesses. Now we understand that there's another side of voodoo where people curse people. Now,
Correct. That's
could
what I'm
could
saying.
could one side be a divine goodness and one side be wicked, or what? As the scripture said, well, we have to put them both in one box.
I wouldn't put them both in one box, and literally the scriptures don't say in one box. That's the
I
key.
would.
You know. Well, that's when you have to go into the context of when the scriptures are saying it, and then we have to look at it from that context, which is a good thing. Good thing. Look, let's pick and choose something in that situation. I mean,
Oh,
obviously, we're gonna
you
go
talking about from
from
both sides? You talking about from both
yeah,
sides?
yeah. I
All
mean,
right, let's say
when we read the negative side, right, we're going from like say Deuteronomy 18. We know what that says, but let's look into the full context of what Deuteronomy 18 is actually saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull it out and
somebody
put it
pull it
on.
up so we can see.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up and put it on the screen. The whole chapter, because the whole chapter breaks
Give
it
me
down.
a sec. I'll go into the restroom real fast. So while you do that.
Yep, no problem. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to use the KJV version of it, but it's the same purpose. I'll wait for him to come back. Smash, when you come back, you want to read it? Read it.
Damn, I can't see it. I can't see it on the screen, but I got my I got the BLB in front of me, so yeah, I can.
Yeah, yeah. Just when you come back, I want you to read it, and then a stop and point. When I say stop, just stop, and we're gonna elaborate on certain things.
You want me to you want me to read it from the fuck?
Yeah, read it
I'm
from
just letting y'all know I'm back to listen. So y'all go
yeah,
ahead.
read it from the first verse on, so we can get the content.
All right, you want out the KJV?
It don't matter. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be the same.
Okay, cool. All right, this out the NLT, I guess. You want the whole chapter, or you want me to start at 9?
Start at one. Start at the first verse.
All right.
It's a
Remember that
delay
the
because I got to
Levit-
press one. Go ahead.
okay. All right, Deuteronomy 18, verse 1. Remember that the Levitical priests, that is the whole of the tribe of Levi, will receive no allotment of land among the other tribes in Yasharal. Instead, the priests and Levites will eat from the special gifts given to Yahweh, for that is their share. They will have no land of their own among Yasharal. The Yahweh himself is their special possession, just as he promised them. These are the parts the priest may claim as their share from the cattle, sheep, and goats that the people bring as offerings: the shoulder, the cheeks, and the stomach. You must also give to the priest the first share of the grain, the new wine, the olive oil, and the wool at shearing time. Verse 5. For Yahweh your Elohim chose the tribe of Levi out of all your tribes to minister in Yahweh's name forever. Suppose a Levite chooses to move from his to move from his town in Yasharal, wherever he is living, to the place Yahweh chooses for worship. He may minister there in the name of Yahweh his Elohim, just like all his fellow Levites who are serving Yahweh there. He may eat his share of the sacrifices and offerings, even if he also receives support from his family. Verse 9. When you enter the land Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, be very careful not to imitate the detestable customs of the nations living there.
Pause. 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 You know, you notice that part right there. When you get into that point, you get into the nut and the bolts. Now you're getting a reason and understanding of what he's saying in that, and he's being strict on that, and there's going to be a reason behind it. Continue.
For example, never sacrifice your son or daughter as a burnt offering, and do not let your people practice fortune telling, or use sorcery, or interpret omens, or engage in witchcraft, or cast spells, or function as mediums or psychics, or call forth the spirits of the dead.
Pause. Pause.
And
Pause. 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 Now, going back to that statement that I told you to stop at before, right? You know, that they entering into a specific, land, right? And there were people that existed there at that land, right? And you notice how he stressed it upon, you know, to people not to do these things immediately when you get into the land, because where you think those people are doing, and it's not necessarily the bad thing about them being uh, fortune tellers and that and all these things. It's just that he don't want them to take on the route that those ones that was already in the land doing. Okay, he's not saying like putting this to the as far as what everybody does. He's talking about those specific group, you know, of people that was in that land dwelling. You get what I'm saying now? But continue.
for example, or Salak, what was that verse 12? Okay. Anyone who does these things is detestable to Yahweh. It is because the other nations have done these detestable things that Yahweh your Elohim will drive them out ahead of you. But you must be blameless before Yahweh your Elohim. The nations you are about to displace consult sorcerers and fortune tellers, but Yahweh your Elohim forbids you to do such things. Moses continued, Yahweh your Elohim will raise up for you a prophet like me from among your fellow Israelites. You must listen to him, for this is what you yourselves requested of Yahweh your Elohim. When
Pause, pause,
you
pause, 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 pause. Now, you notice that literally what Moses is saying, right? It's okay for him to be able to do that, right? Or I should say, whoever the Most High put in charge to do it, versus you listening to such and such from a different nation that's doing it. Because you gotta be aware of this thing goes back all the way from time frame of Abraham, when Abraham was told to leave his land of his kindred, et cetera, where he came from. They were doing that crap there. They was doing that crap in obviously Babylon, basically. They were doing that crap obviously in where they're going at Canaan, right? It's doing that crap, which is like something that obviously when these people are doing that, they're not doing that in anything whatsoever contained to the most high ways. That's the problem. Keep going though.
For this is what you yourself requested of for you did Salak, for this is what you yourself requested of Yahweh your Elohim. when you were assembled at Mount Sinai. You said, "Don't let us hear the voice of Yahweh our Elohim anymore, or see this blazing fire, for we would die." Then Yahweh said to me, "What they have said is right. I will raise up a prophet like you from among their fellow Israelites. I will put my words in his mouth, and he will tell people everything I command him. I will personally deal with anyone who will not listen to the messages the prophet proclaims on my behalf. But any prophet who falsely claims to speak in my name, or who speaks in the name of another or deity, must die. But you may wonder, how will we know whether or not a prophecy is from Yahweh? If the prophet
Keywords.
speaks, if the prophet speaks in Yahweh's name, but his prediction does not happen or come true, you would know that Yahweh did not give that message. That
All right,
prophet has
pause.
spoken.
That's all you needed to do. You see that he's saying that you are, basically he's okaying you to do it as far as it goes, as long as it's that way, right? Literally, right? It's okay for it then. But then he denounced it several times over the past. They don't want you into that, right? You get what I'm saying? He ain't contradicted himself. He just is basically explaining to you exactly what he's saying at the same time. You,
Right.
you understand?
Now
You
I
understand what
think,
I'm saying?
yeah, I see what you're
I kind
saying,
I
but
kind of
we could, but we could also say this though. This is for a specific line of people. This is for the Levites, right? Because this
You
this
can you
is
can say that.
this,
Yes, you can say that because the Levites are a representation of his justice.
right. And also we gotta understand that in all these things that the like what Eric was saying had actually asked was about, I guess, some people healing or something like that. Now I thought you was gonna say, like, if you see in there it don't say anything about you can't heal, right? Now with that, the reason why I said I would say no, period, is because that's something that they do. There's nowhere in the scriptures where we have a incident where we did some type of ritual to heal somebody. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like Deuteronomy 32 or something, and talk about I kill, I make alive, I won't, I heal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that I will want somebody healed. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I mean, yeah, it's probably good to pray for the person, but I don't think you need to do some type of ritual and put your hands on their head and all this to bring them
Oh
back.
no,
You know what I mean? That's that type of
above and
African type
beyond.
stuff that they
Basically, what
do.
you're saying, above and beyond. Yeah, yeah, well, above and
well,
beyond
well,
is true.
I think this goes with when it comes to when we go into the Pharaoh and Moses, right? I think when it comes to what all three of us can agree with is if something don't pertain in the way that if you're not doing it in y'all's manner, it's become wicked, right? So
Correct.
let's go into like the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh had a wizards that did what? Turn the staff into a snake. Moses had Aaron to turn the staff into a snake. Now,
Correct.
what made one wicked and what made one good? The only reason one was good because in the Bible it came from the Most High, and what made it wicked is because they was using this Pharaoh was using a wizard that didn't use the power of the Most High. So I understand where DOA is coming from when it's saying that it's just because y'all is you not using y'all power to do this is why it's really wicked. And I understand what Smash Idol saying when it comes to the voodoo, the healing, because they're doing it without using the most
God's
high
power.
power. They're doing it in a different ritual. Now I can say the closest thing to I ain't gonna say it's a ritual, but the closest thing to something I would say y'all can prove y'all can say y'all can show me if I'm wrong in that when Moses and the serpents and Moses told him to grab a staff and then wrap a snake around it, right? And then that supposed to had did it supposed to heal the people or did it stop the people from getting bit? I can't remember which one.
No, 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 no. That's a perfect example. That's a perfect example. That's when you're looking at it from a perspective. I think I was going to use that with JJ against that with the spiritual thing. You got to remember that's more of a mental. situation that they was put into. Because those that don't believe, like literally in the situation, they would not, I should say, survive that. But those that believe, right, would survive that. So it's more like of a mental block with that. Now later on, obviously, it became something that they started idolizing. You know what I mean? But there's no literal
Yeah.
spiritual thing behind it, and that's why when it comes along later on, Hezekiah smashes that because they became
Yeah.
dependent upon that once again, and it kind of like worked against them because after a while it was like they still lost their connection with what their focus was supposed to be on. So that's why it became an
Yeah.
idol situation. The same thing, the example
Now,
like you talking about with the voodoo and hoodoo healing. Yes, the reason why it works is not because they had any specific powers. What is happening is working off because of the um the 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 the, the stuff that they're using as a like the natural ingredients that was already put designed for that healing. It's just that they're taking the credit as if they're doing it when
Yeah.
they're literally, who's really behind why it's even working. You get what I'm saying?
right.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
a deacon
Yeah.
or whatever like that,
I
they
agree.
should be knowing better, but they're not really, they're not telling the people that. You get what I'm saying? And that's how it becomes a
Yeah.
cult or a
Yeah.
bad negative situation.
And then we could even, if we
I
were to
mean,
go back
I
to
mean,
the Moses thing, if we could go back to that real fast,
yeah.
we could even see it as when we read it and we see what's going on. They make a move, and then Yahweh has Moses do the move. But as we see, they get to crawling out, doing all of this. You know what I mean? And there's no type of ritual what Moses is doing. But also, I would like to say
Yeah,
that
there's no ritual.
seeing
There's no
that.
ritual there whatsoever. No ritual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And also seeing that, I would say that Yahweh was actually mocking their moves, which Yahweh said he does anyway to them because to the heathens anyway because they did something, he had his servant do it, and then they did something else, and he had his servant do something bigger. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
even showing that Yahweh would control that whatever elements they was working on. You know what I'm saying? And then like with the healing thing. I was thinking, I just wanted to do this real fast, and then I'm gonna let Eric speak real fast, right? I wanted to go to Second Kings, right, chapter 20,
Hmm.
and this is talk about when Hezekiah, you know what I'm saying, was sick, right? And they say in those days was Hezekiah sick to death, and the prophet Isaiah, the son of Amos, came to him and said unto him, Thus says Yahweh, set thine house in order, for thou shalt die and not live. Then he turned his face to the wall and prayed to Yahweh, saying, I beseech you. Hold on, my bad, yeah. Hold on. Saying, I but man, where am I at? My computer just tweaked out on me. But okay, he said, verse 3, Remember, O Yahweh, how I have always been faithful to you and have served you single-mindedly, always doing what pleases you. Then he broke down and wept bitterly. But before Isaiah had left the courtyard, his message came to him from Yahweh. Go back to Hezekiah, the leader of my people. Tell him this is what Yahweh your Elohim said. Of your ancestor Dawad says, I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will heal you. And in 3 days from now, you will get out of bed and go to the temple of Yahweh. Isaiah didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to bring any. It don't say that they got some doctors or they got the healing priest or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh just it was Hezekiah's mind, his dedication, his supplication. You know what I mean? And then Yahweh did it. So that's not what these people do. It ain't how Yahweh had us do it. You know what I mean? Oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Okay.
watch this.
he's
Watch
correct
this.
with that too.
Now watch this. Let's just keep going real fast. Go back to Hezekiah. Okay, verse 6. I will add 15 years to your life. I will rescue you and this city from the king of Syria. I will defend this city for my own honor and for the sake of my servant Dawid. Then Isaiah said, Make an ointment from figs. So Hezekiah's servant spread the ointment over the boil, and Hezekiah recovered. But now Yahweh It says, meanwhile, Hezekiah had said to Isaiah, what sign will Yahweh give to prove that he will heal me and that I will go to the temple of Yahweh 3 days from now? Remember what you said, DOA, when you said it was the elements, it's the elements that they do that you know what I'm saying, that heals them, whatever they using. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh gave somebody. Yahweh had already told Hezekiah, had told Isaiah from the start to tell Hezekiah this is what's going to happen, and then he needed to. Then he asked him for a sign
Right.
after he gave him after Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? After Isaiah gave him instructions on what to do.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
You got to look at that in that scenario,
Yeah,
but
I wanted.
that scenario is it's pretty much the same thing. But like when he's saying that from those hoodoo and voodoo, those perspectives, they're leaving out the main ingredient. That's what they're doing, and they're probably taking it credit
Yeah.
for it
Now,
also.
I wanted to say about the healer thing, and we was talking about the deacons and how they should know. Um, I'm gonna say they shouldn't know because they come from a Christian aspect, and let's be for real, it's the same thing the person that they called the Messiah was doing. So I think that maybe they was looking at it in the form of that way. You know how Jesus took mud and put over somebody's eye, made them see, and so I think they kind of was looking at it from that type. I mean, do you? Well, I'm gonna say, do you think they was looking at it from that type of aspect? Because they wasn't looking at it from a God aspect. They was looking at it from a man who healed himself, and this is who like Christianity looked up to, and they were deacons as well. So you think they kind of like think that they was following this man Jesus?
I don't take anything in that book for nothing. I
No,
don't
no, no, no,
fuck that book.
no. I ain't talking about the book. I'm talking about as far as the healers, right? Back because we were talking about how healers were deacons and deaconess inside the church, and they felt like they
I
could
ain't.
heal people.
Oh,
But we are saying that they healing people without giving the recognition to the Most High. I'm saying, do you think that by them being Christians and following who they would call Jesus, who they say healed from the ground, putting mud over people's eyes, do you think that it was kind of doing it in that way of form of saying that they're connecting more to a Jesus other than the Most High? I was asking to see what you think, DOA, man.
I think so. Because, like I said to you, when you said about the grands, the greats, the great, and the greats, there was a time frame where,
Yeah,
what you should say, African spiritualism it existed. So you getting that mixed in with the flavors whip, right? It is combined. It's an admixation of their religious beliefs. You and I wouldn't go in there and believe that shit, but you got some people
yeah,
that
yeah,
would. You get it? That's what that is.
yeah.
And Smash is like absolute hell no. Yeah, and I don't blame him for it.
hell no, I ain't doing it.
But see, you can have this same type of discussion in a Christian environment, and they would fight you, knuckle to teeth. They say, nah, 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 nah. That's exactly what that is because they believe in that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
I
what I'm
think.
saying?
I think it's the aspect of like by us being older, we've seen that type of Christian. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't bash my older Christian people. Like I love my great grandma. I love my great uncle because even though they was Christian, they lived a respectable life. Man, they was married 75 years. They built the houses from the ground up. They tilled the ground. They did a lot of stuff. I might don't agree with the religion they was in, but once upon a time I was in the religion. But so what I'm saying is I've seen family members, you know, kind of do things that I'm gonna say you thought wasn't Christian that could pertain to like healing and do stuff like that, but they was doing it in a Christian way because Jesus was considered this type of healer. So I mean, for real, Jesus is that type of. I mean, other than the only thing is he would try to save God, help him do it. But I'm just saying, like these at this time, it was regular. I know down south specifically, it was regular to see these type of deacons and deaconess who still did what you call home. They call it home remedies. You know what I'm saying? They still did certain things that had origin of voodoo. Just like down here, people put, a lot of women was putting blood in your spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? Now, people didn't know where that came from, but it was something that people still did, and people probably still do to this day, but they don't know that's a voodoo origin. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff that's why I say spirituality was mixed in Christianity. So it's a lot of people that still do this stuff, but the origin of it, the knowledge of the origin of it is gone. So people are still doing spells. I know more people doing spells today than any other time. Like I'm talking about just doing curses, love spells. I mean, talking about doing all type of stuff. Like, and it's prevalent now. Like I'm talking about damn near almost every other person I know is dealing with this stuff. So it's became more popular now for real than any other time I've been around. But in that time, it was normal for me to see a church kind of still doing what you call home remedies, aka healing spell stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know if they were doing that up north from that, but can everybody hear me? I hope I ain't locked out again.
Yeah, no, you good. I just ain't say that because
Oh,
I
okay.
ain't.
I'm about to
No,
say I hope I ain't get stuck again.
no, I just ain't say
Yeah.
nothing. I ain't really have nothing to say.
I mean, I know you probably a little younger. You probably ain't used to seeing it, but I'm just saying, like, are you from the south
No,
or are you from the south of Smash or are you from up north?
I'm from the Midwest, but I don't lived in the South before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
What part of
I know a
state you
few.
from?
Yeah, I'm from Illinois.
Oh, I gotta know. Okay, you from
Yeah,
Chicago? Or you just?
I think we already talked about this.
No, I ain't never know you. I ain't never asked. I ain't never.
Oh
I
no,
don't
I think that
really
was
ask people. I
before.
just, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
that was
really ask
before.
too much people where they from, but because you don't really sound like a Midwest person, that's why I kind of ain't really know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a stranger in a strange land, you know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, you know.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm from Virginia, so
Yeah, I ain't never encountered I done met a lot of people in my life from different states and stuff. I ain't never met nobody from Virginia.
oh really?
No, ain't Chris Brown from Virginia? Or he from
Yeah, he from
Maryland?
no, he from the Tappahannock area from Virginia. Chris Brown,
Oh,
Trey Songz, Michael Vick, Allen Iverson. Yeah, they all from Virginia.
oh yeah, y'all
I'm
got
from
some
what you
good
call
people.
Richmond. Yeah, I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm from like the bad area of Virginia. Well, I mean, it's
I
other
don't
bad, but like Allen Iverson from Newport News, they call it bad news. So that's a bad. Chris Brown's from Tappahannock. It's like a they got bad spots too. So yeah, I don't know what Trey. I think no Trey Songz from Petersburg. So he from like a broke down. I don't know. You know how like I don't know if it's area where you from where it's like a town that just the county just don't care about and houses abandoned and they don't stole all the money and it just you know what I'm saying it just messed up.
yeah.
Yeah,
It ain't the hood,
yeah
it's
that's
just a bandit.
it's just bad. So yeah, that's how Petersburg is. That's what Trey Songz from.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm not oblivious to what y'all was talking about. I just you know what I mean, that shit in my past. I don't some stuff I don't even give energy, you know what I'm saying? That bring back all type of vibes and feelings and this bitch did this and that. I don't you know what I mean? People out there
Yeah,
they
yeah.
they work their stuff on
Oh,
gonna tell you
you don't
different
had it.
to it.
Oh, you don't had a woman and tried that on you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
that's
I
smash.
guarantee you, did she understand where it came from, or did she just was it something like this was passed down? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Shit,
do these
I
people
don't, I
know?
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I ain't went back to ask her. So I let her be shit.
But Smash,
Yeah,
you get the point what I was saying with that when I said, if you use that scripture, you got to know it's got to lean on that scripture for a reason. Now, if you go to another scripture, you'll see that from the context of it, it's talking from a different perspective also. But that's the lead scripture, Deuteronomy 18, for that. But people get it kind of misconstrued. You know what I mean?
I heard what you were saying, but I'm still on the fence. That same Deuteronomy 18, I feel like I could prove that's only for specific people that we don't have right now. And on top of that, all those things that was in there, we can show that Yahweh does the whole thing. I think was the healing thing that bro I was talking about, right?
Well,
I
yeah,
think
if
that's
you look
well,
at
what.
it
no,
from
well,
that.
what I was saying is, we know that most things have a good and a bad aspect of it, and I was saying from a biblical standpoint, like outside of biblical standpoint, some people would say, "Oh, voodoo has a good part and a good bad part where you can heal people," and our older elders that dealt with root work, meaning like natural stuff and healing people and sicknesses, and they healed a lot of people. And then you got this voodoo on the other side where people are putting spells on people, cursing people. I'm saying outside the Bible, some people would look at it like they were good, they were bad. But in the biblical term, do we supposed to look at both of them as wicked?
Yeah, I look at it as wicked. I just look at it as wicked. Period. If you ain't, you know what I'm saying? There's because I got to go back to the scriptures, bro. I don't see no type of rituals and stuff like that going on. You know what I'm saying? Like now, for instance, this here in that Second Kings, yeah. Look, I might take that into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Ointment of figs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a that's a gem in there. You know what I'm saying? It's a ointment, but that's a remedy. You know what I'm saying? But I know still before I put that remedy on, Yahweh already got to have it in this. I got to have my mind right with Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Asking him for health, for him to use these herbs or whatever it is to heal me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying. You're saying it's because it's not coming from a power of Yah, but um, yeah, I mean, I agree.
But
That's
now
why I
we
was
gotta.
saying it.
But now I don't want you to get it misconstrued with like me saying there's righteous divination and right and wicked divination because those are practices of heathen. You know what I mean? All period. But I would only I feel like a cynical person would say, no, you can't use herbs to heal you. That would be cynical. That would be stupid. What died in? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But if you really want to get to the root of it, if you can go and take any remedy that you can find in the Torah and go use it, and if you don't use that in the name of God, then that's witchcraft. If you owe the ancestors and all of that, bro, that's wicked.
yeah. See, I agree with you saying. That's why I say I guess I got personal things like how I look at stuff outside because, like I said, all my great uncles and stuff were deacons. They deaconess, and they lived off the ground. They was married for 75 years, but they was Christians. Now, in today's term as an Old Testament, we might look at it like, okay, they was wicked because they believed in Jesus, man. But it's a term that it's a time that where I look at them and I can't do that to them because they didn't have. I mean, it wasn't too much to wake up to like we do have today. So it's like I can't look at them as wicked. You know what I'm saying?
Brother.
Because
My
that's all they kind of knew.
my mama is a pastor. I grew up with her being a pastor. She wicked. I'll say it and I'll keep saying it. She wicked. She preaching that. She preaching it. She preaching that dude. She wicked. I don't care how many ointments she get and try to say it's the anoint. It's the anointing. I don't care. She wicked, bro.
That's your. I mean, like I said, that's your option to say is wicked. I agree. I mean, but like I said, outside of me, I just don't. I can't. I don't call my elders wicked because they didn't live a wicked life. You know what I'm saying? Just because there's one thing that I might don't agree with, I can't just say they're wicked because My great uncle did a lot of great things. He raised a lot of generations, and he was married 75 years. Ain't too much niggas that's alive today is gonna be married 75 years to their wife. You know what I'm saying? He built his house from the ground up. He did a lot of different things. So, I mean, I understand from both sides, but like my side, I've seen them do amazing things and do a lot of stuff that Old Testament person would do. They was caught up in the Christianity, so I can't call them wicked because wicked to me is like the Most High just hates them and just to me is like gonna curse them. I don't believe that because I just understand the history of how this shit was forced on our people and how this stuff was tricking to our people to believe in this. Now I think in 2026, I think yeah you can start saying it more because there's too much information out here now to understand what happened to us, and we need to start breaking that cycle. And I understand now, but like my 97-year-old great uncle, I mean, I don't see how he would even be able to wake up around that time. I think if I was around that era, I would be a Christian. So it's like that's just how I look at
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
it. Shit, it's getting late too. I got I got to get up at 6 in the morning.
Bruh, you too.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, I got to work at
Yeah.
an auto play. I'm a store manager, so I got to open the stores every day. I don't like mornings, man. I like nighttime, but
Let this one, go. We had a good talk, but I'm gonna ask you a question. Do
yeah, I
you
think this is a
think?
good conversation. I'm glad Smash. I ain't talked to Smash in a minute, so I'm glad he came back on. I needed McCall to come back too,
Do
and I
you
need
think?
Allen, man. Where you at, Allen? Come on here, man. We miss
Hey,
you.
Smash. Do you think that you could use AI for fortune telling?
Shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Why'd you say that? Not somebody gonna try it.
No, no. I said that for a reason. I said that for a reason. Just
Well, yeah, yeah. Actually, you know what? You can. You can go ask AI what's the temperature gonna be?
well,
What's the weather?
yeah, but that's kind of not really, even though we can give you an answer, but it's based upon like how the weatherman now uses. We have things you can tell certain things with the weather, so that's not like really fortune telling. Because a lot of times, sometimes it comes through and sometimes it don't. But I mean, like you say, what's the lottery number going to be tomorrow? It can't do it, and it won't be able to do
No,
it.
no, I was being facetious.
I know,
I was being
I
facetious.
know.
I don't understand how a person could even try that, but I don't know. I would say good
It,
luck
it
with
would
that.
it would be hopeful, but they ain't gonna be able to do that.
I mean, I've seen people get to a point where they trust in the AI like 100% into everything they ask. You know what I mean? So I've seen people do
Well, put it like this: if you ever run across one that do it, please send me the link.
it. No, no, no. I'm saying I've seen people that trust in the AI of trust with everything AI have said to them. You know what I mean? Like they can ask AI anything, and what AI say is like, oh, the AI said this, and it's like they believe 100% of what the AI says. I think it's some people that think the AI is perfect, is what I'm trying to say. Like I think it's some people out here that think the AI is perfectly and can answer any question.
That's kind
Yeah.
of that's. I mean, I guess after eventually in time, it will learn enough things, but will it learn everything? That part I don't know about. I would not
No, I don't think no.
say
I
it
don't
is.
think. I don't think nobody or nothing knows everything. One of my sayings is, if you think you know everything, you know nothing. That's one of my sayings.
You know, that's their goal to try to know everything. They didn't set themselves, what I'm saying, amongst the stars. Say they're gonna be like the Most High. They would like that. This is what their plan is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Before you know it,
man.
people will be using AI for. I mean, you already got so-called tool people. They got AI videos of themselves. Like, what is this? Why are you doing this? Why does this person look just? Why does this thing look just like you?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more of an art thing. I think people like art. I think some people like artists. So they like. I just think when you get to a point where it's getting to where you depending on it 24/7. Because I know people that go to school and do their work on it. I know people that have talk about that shit control their businesses. They got AI answer. They got AI jumps where I be at work and people instead of people calling me and asking me questions of how you get your oil change, how much this for. They got AIs that call me and ask me these questions and then go back to them and give them the answer. You know what I mean? So it's like now you talking to AIs on the phone and not even human beings.
Hey, that's
You know what I'm saying?
that's odd though. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have people call. I don't have AI call. You think it's a person? You like, hey, how you doing? They be like, I'm fine. How much is the oil change? And then you tell them this and this and that, and then they be like, thank you. This is such and such. I be like, what the fuck? That was an AI. You know what I'm saying? They'll hang up and then tell her
Nah, that
tell
ain't gonna,
the
I ain't
person.
gonna hold you though. I would use AI for like a foundation of like trying to build lay a foundation for a business plan or you know what I mean something like that. Try to help you out in the business realm. I would use it slightly, but to put your whole trust in it and to
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the whole trust thing is like, I mean, you like we said, we already agreed that we can use it. But I'm just saying, people. It's just some people go, oh, like I said with the knowledge thing. When you look at these debates now, look at what's going on. A lot of people not even going to sources and stuff anymore. A lot of people just straight going straight to AI and they just
Facts.
reading what AI say. But they can't talk about if you can. Like I said, if I go to AI right now and I say, tell me about cloning. And I can get the whole thing about cloning. If I go on the show after I read this AI thing, you could talk to me and ask me, and I could tell you about cloning. I could tell you from the nucleus to all the way to the sperm to the ovary, how the shit works with the fuse machine. I could do that without the AI. But some people are using AI just to say, oh, you know what? Let me talk about this topic. And I'm gonna just use AI to say it. But then when you talk to them outside of the AI, they can't even explain nothing. So they really don't have no knowledge of what they're trying to debate on anymore. They're all depending on the AI now. You know what I mean?
Hmm. So I think we're gonna set up a nice debate between Smash and AI.
Hey, we need
Do
to
a
do
blue.
that shit one day, yo. Hey, you just started something, deal. We need to do that shit every week. Get a person, and we just talk to AI and just see start of a conversation and see if we can catch them on something.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, dog.
He said,
Yeah, I don't. Hey, look, I ain't bullshitting. I done conquered that mug, bro.
I like
Because
that.
see, I feel like the
That's what I
thing is
want to
this.
hear.
You gotta understand when you dealing with AI, when you dealing with that stuff, it's like seriously, you gotta understand you're gonna deal with something that's gonna give you something false. Somewhere in that little thing that it's giving you is gonna give you something false, and you have to cipher it out, bro. You gotta, you know what I mean, and you gotta understand this. It's somebody working behind that AI too. Don't get it twisted. They got, they got
Bingo.
you know what I'm saying? They got sources. Come on, bro. It's people working behind that. That's just it, bro. So they gonna, I don't know.
Well, that's it.
Me and you
I
can
mean,
type in the
I think
same
I think I
question.
think it matters. I think it matters where like I think what Dio was talking about. Like I think when he said when he first comes up, a lot of stuff like you might ask might come in the Christmas. I mean that's a Christmas in the Christian mindset. You know what I mean? So I think anything that comes in it, if it answers any way in a Christian mindset, I think we could easily prove it wrong. But I think AI just built off of your intelligence, and you unlock stuff the more you talk to it, and the more it goes into your stuff like your social media. And what it's doing is what AI really does is as far as the AI on your phone and computer, what it does is it's answering you to the best answer that it can find on Google. That's basically what it's doing. So it's going through the different scholars, what they say, and then it's going to the best answer that they can find on Google and just answering you real quick. So that's all it's really doing. So it's not giving you an AI answer. It's giving you answers from what they think is the best answer of what they looked up, basically.
Yep.
Because a lot of
Man,
times they'll tell you where they got it from. They'll tell you the scholar they got it from. They'll tell you they sometimes they might show you a website they get to go to. So they'll let you know sometimes.
oh man, I think the challenge is on now.
Just like, hey, look, like one
Yeah.
time I was looking up, so there, some people say Yasharala, some people say Yasharal, you know what I mean? And for people that speak modern, they might say Israel, but you'll never hear nobody say Israel, right? And the reason why,
Yeah.
well, I was doing some study at one time, and I had looked at, it was like Second Chronicles at 25:7 or 25:14 or something. It went into Dawah when he was choosing the priest and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was a priest. His name was Yasharala, not Yasharal, but Yasharala, right? So so I go and I'm grabbing it. So I'm looking. So I have to, of course, you got to go through the root words and stuff like that. So I go to my little AI thing, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Can you break down these two words and try to make sure that I'm not tripping that these are two different names, right? So it was like, because I was so because I'm kind of privy to the language, you know what I'm saying, and like the root words and stuff. When I asked the AI about the word Yasharar, what does it mean? And it told me that it meant upright with Yah, and then it said because of the root word Yashar, and I was like, that's wrong. The root word the scriptures say that he fought or he struggled with Yah, so it would be Shara. That would be the root word, and then I corrected it. It was like, oh, my mistake. Da 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 da, and it started going into exactly how the root words in the Hebraic language would have been, showing that AI system at that point was just going on based on what they the majority people knew. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what's they call, what do they call that? Confirm something, I don't know. Basically, when people everybody believe in it.
All I'm saying at this point now, you thinking and you saying that AI is no challenge to you. That's what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying, what I'm telling you is you can catch AI in a lie. Not, hey, you can, but you gotta know what you getting yourself into. That's what I'm saying. You gotta ask stuff that you know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like if I didn't know the scripture, where the scriptures say that his name meant he who struggles with Yah, then I would have allowed AI to lie to me and tell me that the name Yasharal means upright with Yah, and that's not the name. That would be Yasharala, which is in Second Chronicles 25:14. But if I didn't know that, then I would still be going around here saying Yasharal means he was upright with Yah, and it don't mean that.
Like I said, I think I'm speaking for the behalf of DOA, of course. I don't think AI could stand with could stand with us, but you know, but that'll be a good versus. You know what I'm saying? You want to take that challenge?
No, I don't go around trying to debate AI. I just, when I do it, it's to know that I'm right. I like this, but I would like to see you do the first round if y'all gonna do this.
All right, you down, Eric?
Yeah. That. All right, but I'm ready to go. Lay my chair down. Get ready for when the next time we gonna do a show. What we planning on?
Whatever the day you want to, we can do it. I mean, it's up to me. I mean, it's up to you.
Okay.
We're gonna take on AI.
Oh, that's
Right,
what
yeah,
it
we can
is.
do that.
Confirmation bias. That's what it is. AI can be confirmation bias. That's what Sister Yasha Ron was saying. That's what she put. That's what I was talking about. AI could
When
be
you will
good.
come on the show, sister? We need you on the show. We need you on the show to come up here one day, talk with us.
She too busy taking care of her baby.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, whenever
But
when you free one day, come up here because I like your knowledge. I want to hear. We need a a
thanks.
woman man on here sometime. Oh, that's somebody you know?
That's my wife.
Oh, I didn't know. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
that's Miss Smash Idol. Okay, that's what I'm calling.
shh, don't tell nobody. That's my secret weapon.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, confirmation bias. AI can be very confirmation bias, and once we realize that, then we'll be able to know what to ask it and when it's just telling us regurgitated information.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, well, hey, like I said, we y'all trying to do this, y'all trying to get the AI, we can do it. I don't know how they're gonna work on lab though, but we can try to see what they can do. Al has instant access to vast knowledge, doesn't forget data, can structure argument quickly, doesn't get tired.
And
That's
that boy,
AI. That's AI.
that boy told.
What that is talking shit. It's saying bring it on.
Damn, that's what AI said.
Yup.
He just said
Damn.
it, yeah.
Hey, AI over here shooting shots at DOA. Hell no.
Now it would be tough to go against us, but I know that, you know, for a lot of folks it would be hard for them to be able to understand that. But we'd beat it up easily. Trust me. But that's its strongest points. You know, it has instant access to knowledge and it doesn't forget data. You know, and it gets like you said, it can structure arguments quickly and it don't get tired.
You just don't get
Mhm.
tired.
Shit, mine finna get tired. This mug at 8%.
But all right, we'll do it again. Maybe this time next Sunday. Well, not this time, saying the same
Okay,
time
yeah.
next Sunday. I
When
don't think that.
you talk to Alan?
I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah, tell him you need to come on. Just say hi. Just say hi. You need to come for 1 minute and say what's up to everybody.
Hey, where's Son of Yah at, man? I ain't seen Ak in a
Yeah,
minute.
I know. I ain't seen him. I ain't seen Bakar in a minute.
I seen Vakar.
Oh
I ain't
yeah.
talked to him, but I've seen him.
You know
Well,
what?
no, I got
You
him on
know
my
what?
Facebook,
Great
so I've
202.
seen him.
This will be a good one for great 202.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Great Tour too.
His ass
I guess we ain't been.
he be
I guess 'cause
missing
we
in
ain't been
action.
on here for a while. It's really our laugh. This like our first laugh in like a couple of weeks or something.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, I got it.
salute to
I got
everybody
it.
been watching. If y'all, everybody watching, if you missed it, go back and rewind. It's a great conversation we had today. So y'all make sure y'all rewind this back if you didn't see it.
Yeah. Hey, man. First off, man, all praises to the Almighty Yahweh, man, and Him alone. Yah, Akkad, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all rewind, just like Ox said, you know what I'm saying? Keep in tune, man, that y'all gonna have to always remember Malachi 3:16 through 18. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to know what's right, what's wrong, discern it, you know what I'm saying? Who serves Yah and who don't, who really don't, and who really do, you know what I'm saying? That being said, Yahweh God, smash an idol, DOA.
All right, smash. Oh man, look at what AI said now. Y'all DOA guys, a weak at scripture. Oh, it's talking shit.
Who said that?
AI.
Oh.
Hell no. You trolling now. Hell no. Hell no.
Hey, yeah, we gonna see you next week, there, man. So you talking shit.
Oh man.
All right, AI, you make sure you bring your A game.
Definitely make sure the car ever sit up on this one.
Oh hell yeah, we definitely gonna need a reasoner.
But I definitely
Yeah,
had a good one tonight.
yeah. Peace out to the crew,
So
man.
man,
It's always good building with y'all.
hey, no cap, though. I really did need this. You know what I'm saying? I've been surfing on YouTube where I've been seeing people be
Yeah,
like, come
I've
up.
been
I'm
seeing,
like,
I've been
nah.
seeing you everywhere. I said the Spanish ought to be everywhere. Every
Hey.
time I look, that man be everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, last night you gotta wake somebody else. I'm sooner or later. I'm bound to get one soul at least. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, I mean, you probably don't got many, man. Like I tell people, just because they don't say nothing, I mean, we ain't touching them. You know what I mean? You never know. Just
Yeah.
keep doing what you're
But
doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
it always feel good, man, to be amongst the brethren. You know what I'm saying? Psalms 144. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Where is that? Psalms 113, Psalms 115. How good it is when 133. How excellent it is when brethren unite with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep.
All right,
All
salute to Allen too, man. Vakar, who the other one?
Great tool too.
Great 202, and Son of Yah. I don't know where he. Yeah, I ain't seen him. He used to be in the
Yeah.
comments at least. I ain't seen him in a
Yeah,
while.
I've been trying to get in
I
contact with
hope
him
he
for
doing
months.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. For real. Well, we never know out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You never know.
But I see y'all next Sunday, man. Hope everybody be there.
All right. All
All
right.
right, for sure, man. Let me get up out of here for DOA AI to get to talking shit again.
All right, peace out. Peace out.
Peace, man. Shalom, bro.
All
All
right.
right.
Love,
Shalom.
bro.
DOA is in the house. I said DOA Hit Squad, yeah, that's the channel name. From the digital dome, we ain't playing no game. We got a crew of knowledge sharp, ready to attack. Laying down the foundation, ain't no turning back. First up on the track, the mastermind on the mix. He's cooking up the facts, no room for dirty tricks. It's the DOA Hit Squad, y'all only origin. We bring in the fire, watch the history begin. From the scrolls to the stars, the wisdom we share. Science, history, Torah, put your hands in the air. We break down the lies, expose the fraud and the fable. Truth on the table, DOA is forever stable. Yeah, give it up for Eric, the mad scientist. Yeah, that's his title. Dropping formulas, making knowledge vital. He's in the lab with the facts, dissecting the fiction, proving the theorem with back in depiction. Then you got the wisdom of your shipping, your rallying, packing the ancient text, no need for the shallow. Word is bond, understanding is the only mission. Breaking down the scriptures with pure recognition. Hold up, pay attention, listen close to the flow. The foundational truth, that's what we aim to show. We got smash idol and Vika Torah, standing firm and tall. It's Torah only, I only answering the righteous call. We dig deep in the archives, we study every source, confirming the record, setting the proper course. It's the DOA Hit Squad, y'all only origin. We bring in the fire, watch the history begin. From the scrolls to the stars, the wisdom we share. Science, history, Torah, put your hands in the air. We break down the lies, expose the fraud and the fable. Truth on the table, DOA is forever stable. Yeah, you ready for the knowledge? You ready for the heat? Subscribe, hit the bell, can't be beat. It's the DOA Hit Squad. Hit Squad. Hey, hey. DOA Hit Squad. Hey, DOA Hit Squad. Stay tuned. Peace. How's you?